What's up, guys? What is happening? Happy Gravy Day, episode 353. Your best friends are back in your ears, in front of your eyes. Maybe you're reading it. I know, Robert, you've been doing the Braille, right? So maybe at your fingertips. We're everywhere. We're everywhere, wherever you're watching, listening, consuming this podcast. And I'm just happy to be talking to you guys again. It's good to see your beautiful faces.
It's the only day of the week I don't hate everything all the time.
I don't know if that's good. I mean, it's good for us.
It's not.
Good for you. It's definitely not. But and I hope everybody else out there listening is doing all right. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I guess we're gonna have to get a little serious at some point. I was getting some hate, not to name names, but Steven was not impressed with us not using our platform that we have. Apparently, our platform is a lot bigger than we realized it is. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. But do y'all want to just hop into where you've been right now?
Yeah.
Do we just – all right. Like, that was fast. Robert's like, hell yeah. Great start. Let's do it.
Steamrolling today.
This is the Where You Been segment.
Hey, you. Where you been? 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 Where you been at? Where you been? Where you been? Where you gone? Where you gone? Since you been out? Where you been? Where you been? Where you been?
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I've been wondering why Alex is not wearing black in solidarity with us because he's just a terrible person. And should we cancel Alex?
I'm wearing a USA soccer jersey from 1994. So
yeah, no, that's not where I've been. That literally
from being a throwback
in my head because I noticed me and Bobby were both wearing black randomly. I have been waiting, and then today I finally got my bucket hat. So
perfect timing.
Actually, it was last night, but
basically same thing.
Yeah. But that's about it. I've just been waiting. I knew it was coming. I've got a couple things that are shipping that still won't be here for like a couple days, some shirts and stuff. My gator, the PTG gator, I got no idea when that's coming.
Mine should be here. I thought it was going to be here Friday. It looks like it's going to be here Monday, by Monday. Hopefully.
I order things when I'm drunk and then I forget how to track them. So it's just.
But the best is sometimes you forget you ordered them and then they show up and it's like, ooh, what did I get?
Yeah, it's a nice little surprise. Somebody sent me something. Oh, yeah, it was me. Drunk me sent me something.
But it is cool that you're part of the Bucket Hat bunch, unlike somebody that's not me or you that is part of this podcast today, but we're not going to name
So
names.
Far, we've tried to cancel 2 members of this podcast, and I'm the only safe one. All right.
So far, you're the only safe one.
Knowing me, I'm going to say something at some point that'll get me canceled. So
100%. But, yeah. Pat and I rocking the bucket hat. I like it. And don't you just feel awesome wearing it? Emma's been making fun of me because I just put it on when I get home. I can't wear it to work because, put on the headphones. If you're watching the video version, Robert has those headphones. I got the AirPods in right now, but, you don't really have to – you can't really wear them with, regular headphones. So it looks weird when you do. So
hence why I'm not wearing mine.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you can put them over the headphones, but then that's just weird, and it's an extra step you got to do.
No, the inside of it isn't big enough.
It's freeing, dude. It's freeing. Just wearing a bucket hat, you feel like you're on a boat. You feel like you're on a vacation. Just even if you're in your living room, you're like, I feel like I should be sipping Mai Tais. I should be at a beach. That's just how it is.
It's just making
crushing
me want to fast
bombies in the
forward
pool.
Month. So at the end of this month, I've got a lake trip coming up, and I need that to happen.
That's what's up. Lake trips are fun.
And now that this is the first time I've had something to look forward to in a long time. And now that I do, I know this is going to be the slowest month yet.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Without
because you've been like, well, I got nothing going on. So everything was going by fast. And then the weekend would just blaze by. And you're like, I thought, what happened?
Well, I haven't had a weekend in
you've been working
fucking months anyway. So, but anyway, that's where I've been. Just waiting on this hat and then being super pumped when I got it.
It was a pretty quick one. Yeah.
So I have given Sam permission to have a crush on a 22-year-old.
Ooh, explain.
She's 25.
Open relationship.
Call her Gravy. New podcast. Let's go.
We were listening to music videos. We were watching music videos on Saturday, and I put one AJR, and then we started looking at the ages of the people. And the lead singer, he's 22 years old, and she didn't know that, and she was like, she's kind of cute. And then once she found out, she's like, no, I can't. She's younger than me. I can't do that. But I'm like, I told her, no, Sam, it's okay. I'm giving you permission. But she didn't accept. She didn't accept. She still was like, he's younger than me. I can't do it. I like the older guy now.
Okay.
And I think
So
the
now she
oldest
just
guy,
likes
he's
two
29.
guys, really.
Yeah.
Which
I think
that
Bobby
kind of
was
backfired
just-
for you.
I think Bobby was just trying to force this to happen. So, because if she gets to add somebody on the celebrity exempt list, I think Bobby's got someone in the wings that he wants to add as well. I don't think this was a selfless act by Bobby.
Yeah. Do you have a list? Do y'all have a list?
No, I don't have a list.
I mean, there's people like I know, like I would just have like I would be very upset, but like I would have to just like Emma has Anthony Rizzo on hers, and it's like all right, like I guess what's yours? Like
I guess she had
Rizzo?
Eli on it.
I'm pretty sure Alex has Eli on his.
yeah, I might have Eli on mine. I don't know. Minka Kelly is the top of mine probably. Yeah, she's pretty great. So I would. Do
You want to
that
get
one.
Jeter's diseases? All right.
I mean, Jeter was one of the greatest. Maybe I'd get Jeter's powers.
On and off the field, he was one of the greatest.
yeah, Jeets. Yeah, Jeets.
Every morning, you just give fucking Emma a gift bag now.
That would be funny. I'd make her sign like a non-disclosure, check her phone at the door every time she comes home. Emma actually was talking to me yesterday. I think is like what is the movie she was like, Indecent Proposal, I think is what it was, which I know is like an old movie. And she was like, if somebody offered you $1 million for them to have sex with me, would you do it? I was like, yeah, it's $1 million. Like,
But this would be without talking to her first, right?
I mean, yeah.
They only talk to you, and then you just show up with Emma one day. Okay, you have to have sex with this guy.
I don't
million
know.
dollars.
Like honestly, I feel like and like she was like, I was like, would you? She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, like it's $1 million. If we're ever
It's
in
$1
$1 million
million.
somebody has to have sex with somebody once situation, do it. I don't care.
I'm
I won't get
assuming
mad.
it's cash too, so it's tax free.
Yeah, and even if it's not, okay. Like, what do you take taxes out of $1 million? It can't be like nothing. It's gotta. You're still gonna get a nice little chunk of change. I was like, $1 million is life changing for me right now. Like,
I don't know.
I'm
$1 million,
working shit, but like
the value of $1 million has gone down. I think
okay, not to me yet.
I would say
Come here.
10
Wait,
million
what?
minimum.
Well, Emma's waiting
No,
again now.
no,
We
it's
can't file taxes on our sex money.
You don't know that.
We can't.
We'll just write it off the books.
Yeah, we don't pay taxes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll get them to pay us in like gold, which is actually worth more, maybe.
yeah. Even if
Or
$1 million
Bitcoin.
isn't worth what $1 million used
Ooh.
to be worth, it's still $1 million.
Yeah, like I don't have $1 million. I
That's
don't have even close
roughly-
to $1 million.
That's roughly $1 million more than I have right now.
Okay, so what if they
I could
offered
pay
you,
rent for a whole year and just not even care. Like that would be awesome.
What if they offered you like Bitcoin? I don't know how many, but let's say like 10 Bitcoin is worth like $10 million, but you never know when it could crash.
I'd take it and just sell immediately.
Yeah, I would do that.
I guess there'd have to be a minimum you have to keep it in there for. Because always that's a loophole, just like it's
I'd be fine
immediately.
with that though, because 10 Bitcoin would still be worth so much. I don't see it crashing far enough to where it wouldn't be worth it anymore.
I don't understand Bitcoin at all.
Not even in the.
It's like witchcraft to me, and I know that like there's so many people that like, oh, dude, you got to get into Bitcoin. I'm like, I don't like why. Like you can pay stuff without like people tracking your money and stuff. I'm like, but I'm doing it online. I feel like people can track anything I do online. Well, there's encryption and there's this, and it's like I still think somebody somewhere can figure out everything I'm doing. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but it seems like it.
All right, 10 Bitcoin is actually only worth $95,673.70. So it's not even $100,000.
Still a lot.
Probably still do it.
Yeah. Like what would be
For
like the threshold, I wonder?
$100,000?
Yes.
Dude,
I-
$100,000.
Also, Robert, you got to understand that this is a much easier question for me philosophically because I don't love anyone. So like, there's nobody in my head that I'm having to picture having sex with somebody else.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll let the theoretical girl that doesn't love me either have sex with a random guy for money that I'm going to get. That's cool. I'll have to worry about looking that person in the face the next day.
Robert, what about you? What about you? If somebody was like, yo, I get Sam, but like you get $1 million, would you do it?
No.
You wouldn't do it?
I wouldn't do it.
You have way
I
better
would not do
morals
it.
than both of us.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's an actual morally sound, principled person.
I feel like just like $1 million is like I could get over it real fast. It's like there's
I'm
no like
telling you,
love
dude, like,
connection.
even-
Like you can't fall in love with them or anything, but it's like okay. And like you're not gonna
Like-
love the guy that you know is paying $1 million to have sex. It's like okay, the guy that treated you like a hooker. You want to fall for that guy, or you just come back to me with my $1 million?
Dude, I'm telling you, like,
Think of how much more appealing I become after becoming a millionaire.
it would probably be too low. But if somebody put $10,000 cash in front of my face, I'd still consider that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
That's what I'm
about
saying. That one feels a little low.
100,000. I think I would 100%.
Yeah,
Emma.
that's
No, you wouldn't do it for 100,000. Oh, it's a lot of money. What's the lowest number? $1 million is the lowest number she says. I guess that's my number then too. My number is $1 million too, by the way.
I could have actually talked to the fucking
I
guy.
remember that I would turn into a prostitute after this, so it has to be for a lot of money.
Well, you wouldn't be a prostitute if you didn't do it more than once.
Alex would be your pimp.
One time.
I would be your pimp.
No,
That's
no,
kinda
no,
cool.
no, Emma, you'd be an escort.
You'd be an escort. You're right. It's classy.
You didn't find a man for me, so you're not my pimp.
I negotiated and
one
accepted the
time
deal.
is still enough to get arrested.
No, it's not, dude. Nobody would find out.
If we
Except when Alex shows up in a fur coat one day, I'd be like,
I gamble. I could just say I hit it big.
And I guess that's
That's
where I've
true.
been.
That's what you've been. Robert's where you've been is how much money would it take for someone else to have sex with your girlfriend? You see what you started here? You see what you started.
$84. Because it's all theoretical on this end.
Okay. What have I been up to? I kept the crawfish streak alive. That was tight at 20 weeks now. It's over with, man. Like I'm just gonna it's nothing. It's nothing. This record's mine again. I just don't know when it's gonna end again. Like I said
Now you
last
can
week.
start actually going to places again.
I think I might. I don't know about dine in, but like I think I don't know. Like I was gonna say,
I think on the record-breaking week you have to dine in.
I agree. So maybe I make it special and I wait till that.
Yeah.
So 2
Go
more
sit out on the
weeks.
patio by yourself. Make sure nobody can sit even close to you. Like physically push other tables like out of the way.
I'm setting a record. Chill out.
Live stream it.
I might live stream it. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
You should get
Yeah.
some of those like poppers with like confetti in them.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be
Mhm.
cool. See
Don't
if
do
the
that,
restaurant's
'cause
cool
then-
with me filling it with confetti.
No, I'll tell you right now they're not. No, it's annoying.
Okay, what if I ask for forgiveness instead of permission?
I mean, that sounds like an Alex thing to do. I mean, if you're outside, it's a little easier, but then you're just littering if you're outside. And don't mess with Texas.
That is true. We are
100% stay away from
with
glitter.
Texas podcast.
Don't bring
We don't do
any
glitter.
fucking glitter.
Yeah, glitter's been a not cool of mine before, where it just we moved because I had glitter in my house.
There was like a year
We
ago
literally
where
moved.
somebody had a party in one of the rooms, and it was like little stars about like that big. And we still find them. Can't fucking get rid of them. Can't get them out of that room.
It's just like shiny dust is basically what it turns into.
Yeah.
Sparkly dust. But the crawfish streak is at 20 weeks now. 22 is the record that I'm going to tie and then beat. But yeah, maybe for the 23rd week I'll go somewhere. I pretty much decided so I've been watching everything that's been going on the news and everything. Like Friday night, there was some crazy shit going down in Atlanta, at least that I was watching on CNN, and just like we'll talk about it a little bit here in a second. But like, just kind of been watching all the stuff that's going on, the good and the bad, and all the in between, and we'll give our thoughts here in a little bit. But that's like I've been watching that. It's like Red Zone almost, where they were like, we're going from one protest to another protest. And right here in this protest, this is breaking out. Now, hold on. We interrupt the Atlanta protest to go to Seattle to show you this. And you're like, it is Red Zone. Like, it's 100% the NFL Red Zone, but just with protests. It's protest Red Zone. And,
Oh, my God, dude. That's a perfect way to put it.
I'm not making light of it or anything. It's just like, that was like, oh, there's an altercation going on over here. Let's flip to that. Like, all right, let's see what's happening there. And like, I was just super proud that there wasn't really anything in Houston that I saw too much of. I saw a couple of things, but the bad was definitely overshadowed by all the good that Houston did. I thought, at least from what I saw. I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong. It's just that's what I have seen personally. Then pretty much in doing all this, I've just decided that last weekend was the last one. Like, I'm officially going to 100% try and socially distance, just because. Is there a point in it anymore? Like, no one else is doing it. I think we talked about this a little bit last week, where it's like everybody's going out doing shit. Like, do I just? All right, fuck it. I'll wear a mask out. I'll be safe. I'll try and be safe. But like, how long am I realistically supposed to be just sitting at home on the weekends? Nobody?
I don't know.
No, nobody has any
No,
idea.
but I mean, I see it every day now, because now, like, more and more people are starting to go out to, like, coming into the restaurant to eat. Like, last night we were fucking slammed. And you'll see, like, the first.
Are they wearing
first
masks
table,
inside?
No. Like, people
No.
will come in. Sometimes people are coming in,
Masks
like,
are just
wearing
done.
a mask. But, like, I mean, once you're sitting down to eat, you have to take your mask off.
Right.
Anyway,
masks
so
are done,
it's-
but not our masks, which you can still get at PassiveGradeMerch.com. By the way,
Yeah.
they're the best ones.
But, like, we'll just let people, when they show up now, we're just like, wherever you want to sit. Like, the first table, you know, like, I'll follow you with the menu, just wherever you want to
Yeah.
sit. Then the next table will come in, and I go, wherever you want to sit. And I swear to God, every day they're picking the table right next to the only other people in the restaurant. I'm like, you literally have the entire restaurant and 2 other rooms to pick from, and you're going to sit at the table 4 feet away from the only other people sitting down here eating right now. People just, like, they don't give a shit anymore. They're like, fuck it.
I mean,
And it's all people in their 50s and 60s doing this.
Yeah, the high risk people.
Yeah, like, whatever.
I mean, it like, and again, like, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. We're gonna kind of give our opinions here about everything going on in a little bit, but just like, it is ironic that, like, the people now that are like, well, you should just follow the curfew. They have a curfew for a reason. That those are the same people that when they were like, hey, please stay in your houses and social distance from, they're like, well, fuck you, government. You can't tell me what to do. Don't you tell me where I can and can't go. Fuck you. And they're like, no, just listen to what the government says. It's like, you guys, do you not? That's why I hate fucking both sides, man. Everybody's a hypocrite on every channel that I'm watching, that to some degree. And I mean, everybody is in the world anyways, but it's just like, it's so obvious now where it's like everything is becoming political when it shouldn't be. And it should just be about, like, the message that's trying to be, or like the cause that is being fought for at this point in time, as opposed to fuck the Democrats or fuck this, or it's all so-and-so's fault, or it's all so-and-so's fault. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, it's a lot of people's faults for not working together when we could be working together, and we're fracturing and shit like that. Like, it is just weird to watch, like, everybody yell at each other for shit that they were literally just doing last week. Like, they were protesting 2-3 weeks ago about not having to wear masks or not be able to go out, and now they're like, I don't know if you should protest. No, you can't protest and then say other people can't protest, and vice versa. Like, you can't call the one group of people that's protesting masks stupid if then you're going to go out. And I understand they're very different causes, but it's just like, I don't know. Just be pro-protest or be anti-protest, and be that all the time, not just some of the time. I respect you if you're stuck to one thing, unless it's racism. I'm not really respecting you at that point.
Yeah,
That's the one you don't want to stick with. Don't
not
stick
on
with
board
that.
with that.
We have multiple times in our history said we are an anti-racist podcast, anti-Nazi podcast, anti-sexism podcast. So don't even try and paint us with that brush. Don't even try and paint us with that brush. We already come out against that.
There's just too many goddamn people trying to fucking make this about them now. Like, it's,
I think that is the case.
Or not even that necessarily trying, but trying to piggyback onto it to look like they're helping, but they're just shifting the focus away from where it needs to be.
I agree. Yeah, let's
And
just
it's
move
just-
on
it's
to
just
that.
goddamn
Let's just move on to
frustrating.
that. All right. That's pretty much my where you been. Wherever, like, my other stuff that would have been where you been, I'll just use because I think that's gonna be able to. I mean, what do I have? Yeah, I just played Grand Theft Auto and FIFA, and then that's pretty much it. But okay, let's just get into Comeback Kid, and then we'll hop right back into the discussion. This, guys, is our Comeback Kid segment where we tell you what's hopping back in the news, just so we can talk about it.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Our first Comeback Kid is just continuing what we were just kind of talking about, protesting and just, I mean, I wouldn't say rights violations, but sort of it is rights violations, and just, I would just protesting. Let's put protesting is the comeback
And
kid.
horses.
And horses are definitely back. Horses in the back. They are a comeback kid, but Lil Nas X was pretty happy about that. Shout out to H-Town. They were trail riders, I found out. They're trail riders. They were out at Discovery Green in the Houston protest. But protests, I guess they started really Thursday, right? George Floyd was murdered on Monday, I want to say, of last week. And I want to say Thursday was when they started protesting.
It already feels like that was so long ago.
I mean, it really does. But like, I agree with the protest. I am all like, fuck those cops, man. And right before we started recording, I did see that they did just charge the other 3 cops with, I think it was accessory to murder, which is great, which is fucking great, because all three of those guys, as well as Derek Chauvin, who was the guy that murdered him, they need to fucking just rot in jail right now. Like, fuck them, fuck those people. But like, I got no sympathy for them, and like, honestly, that's one of those things where it's like, we used to just take people to the gallows, and like, this is one of those where, like, I don't know, like, yeah, people say wait for all the facts to come out. I saw it on video. I watched the video. I got all the facts I need. Like, you should never just murder someone
be a quick one.
and just choke them out like that. Like, it's not okay. It's 100% unacceptable, and it's just one of those things where it's like, there's a brotherhood in police work, and I understand that. And in a lot of lines of work, like firefighters and all kinds of things like that, there is brotherhoods, and it's supposed to be like, you back your boys, you back your own thing, but it's like, not murder. Not for murder, you shouldn't.
Yeah, like you should not always. You should back each other in a hazardous line of work like that, because you need to make sure you're watching each other's back. But also, when somebody fucks up, they need to be called on it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just blindly back everyone. That's how this shit fucking happens.
And I just think that, like, I don't know. I don't understand why people are so angry with the protests. Like, yeah, things got out of control, but like, also, like, there's fucking assholes out there that are just stirring shit up to stir shit up. I don't believe that.
We got plenty of videos of that.
99% of the people protesting weren't doing anything wrong, and it's like,
easily,
like, it's those assholes that then, like, and then the media is like, well, most of these are peaceful. It's like, then show that shit. Don't show the fucking looters, and don't show all this, like. It goes back to the whole, like, where everybody gave Rolling Stone shit because they put Sonar Jokev, or whatever the fucking guy's name was that did the Boston bombing. They put him on Rolling Stone on the cover of it, and like, we need to let everybody know who this guy was. Like, show him who he is. And it's like, no, we don't need to glorify that, because then that's gonna inspire other people. And it's like, we don't need to glorify looters and show them on TV, because then, like, I mean, I understand the argument of like, well, you want to expose them, but it's like, they're wearing face covers anyways. You're not gonna find out who they are. Like, just like, you're a dick if you're looting a store in the middle of that. When somebody's trying to further a cause or fight for a cause, especially a cause like just fucking police brutality, or like whether or not being an African American means you should die when you get pulled over or anything like that. Like, you shouldn't be trying to take away from that by lighting shit on fire and by breaking into stores and doing all of that shit. That shit. And like, I think the majority of the people that are part of the protest, like, they don't do that. And it's just, it fucking sucks that all that shit's kind of taken away from it. And then, like, that starts, like, I think the whole, like, really, there's powers that be that want us to fight with one another. They want us to be, like, divided and against one another, and it's like, we need to be able to be like, no, fuck you guys, no, we're not doing that. And it makes me so happy when you see the guys like grabbing the looters and be like, no, fuck you, put that back. Or John Jones, when he saw the people spray painting shit, like, which is absolutely terrifying. Imagine John Jones just telling you to do anything. Like, if he was like, can I have that fork, and you're like, you're not using your fork at a restaurant, I'm like, yes sir, here, absolutely. Even if I was, yes sir, yeah, you can have it. And like, those kids were the two biggest bitches, which I would have been too, but just like watching them, like, we're badasses, we're gonna go vandalize the city, and he's like, no, hey motherfuckers, give me that can, give me that fucking can. Yes sir.
I think I have a way that we can fix a lot of these the looting and protesting. White people, you're not allowed out after dark anymore when there's a protest going on, because you're fucking
white people did make it worse. White people did make, like, a lot of those were white people.
We're just fucking everything up.
And I'm not saying,
so that's it. No more white people out after dark for these protests.
And as a okay, so like this is another thing. I feel like I've been very torn with this whole thing, and this is back to the guy that we're not going to say the name of, Steven, that DM'd me and was very disappointed that we didn't speak out on our platform, even though like I didn't realize how like crazy everything was getting. I should have, like in hindsight, like I don't know, like I just like that's part of my white ignorance. I'm trying to learn. I've learned a lot over the last week by just trying to take time and sit back and listen. And I think that's the biggest thing that's going on right now is people just need to listen instead of trying to preach or trying to make themselves look better or trying to do other things or trying to center it around themselves or trying to pretend that like, okay, I put a black picture up, I'm fine. And it's like, I put the black picture up too, but I was trying to actively go through and learn shit yesterday, I feel like, and I did. And just, I don't know. I think that like, yeah, as a white guy, we're fucking shit up. And I understand why people hate white people. I totally get it. White people can be the worst. Like, we can fucking be the worst. Where, like, I was watching shit where...
on both ends.
And at, like, the protests, like, why does the white guy need to lead any of these Black Lives Matter protests? Like, it's not our place. It's not our place. And I'm not saying, like, we shouldn't support Black Lives Matter because I 100% am pro Black Lives Matter. I support the cause and all that. But, like, if I go to a march, if I go to a protest, I don't need to be the guy ever speaking. I don't ever need to be the guy telling people what we should be doing or leading a cause at all because I am not qualified to do that. I've never been an African American. I've never been able to do that shit. And it's like when you're seeing like a white guy giving a speech, like shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up and like pass the goddamn mic. So who gave that guy the mic in the first place?
The motto for white people at these things should be just support and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up and don't do like be cool and shut the fuck up. Basically,
today a video of a white woman who's supporting Black Lives Matter, and then there was this black woman basically yelling at Black Lives Matter supporters because she was like, "We got black people dying every fucking day in Chicago, and I don't see all this shit coming out." And then she's yelling this at a bunch of Black Lives, or I'm just BLM, easier BLM protesters, and of course, the only person that wants to step up and argue with her is a fucking white woman,
right? And it's
who,
like,
by the way,
chill.
has a mask but has it pulled down underneath her face.
So not doing.
Shut up, white people! God damn
it! Just for real, like white people just
support and shut the fuck up.
Just sit this, yeah. And it's like I don't want to say like don't.
That's what you're there for,
right? And it's like honestly, like it looks better when like there's white people marching. I feel like right, like it means it shows like we're unified and there's people that support the cause like of all races. And I understand that, but it's like there is times where it's like white people just fucking y'all sit out, all right. Learn from this. Don't fucking go and try and make it your own thing. Because I was watching a video yesterday. I don't know where it was, but it was like a white guy leading a chant or like leading like they were reciting what he was saying. And he was like, like they were denouncing their white privilege. They're just like, they were denouncing their white privilege.
That video was
acknowledge
ridiculous.
My white privilege and I denounce my white privilege and I respect my African-American brothers and sisters. And it was like what they were saying sounds okay. It sounds good, but it's like you're not denouncing your white privilege. You're not like I understand. Like I denounce my white privilege. Done. Racism's finished. Figured it out. No, it's not. It's not Kendall Jenner with a fucking Pepsi can. It's not that shit. Like the commercial makes it seem that simple. It's not at all. Which is why this shit has gone on for years and years and years and years. And instead of trying to like interject yourself into it, why don't we just fucking chill out and like learn and like we can take part in conversations. We can try and educate ourselves. We don't need to fucking tell people what they should and shouldn't do because it's not our place. It's not our fucking place. And that's what's fucking pissed me off the most out of like all these protests because it's like the white people that fuck it up. It is the white people that are fucking it up. And guys, just don't. We fucked up a lot of other shit already. Chill out. As one white guy to other white guys, chill the fuck out.
Bring back the old like 1950s school of parenting. Just speak when spoken to.
If you get asked to do something, then yes, like participate in that. But like, we don't need to go and try and hijack a Black Lives Matter protest to make ourselves feel better. And I think the white guilt plays into it, but I honestly think the white guilt is part of it. Like, we should have a little bit of white guilt. We should have a little bit of white guilt because that's what's happened. That's why this is this way, because of the way that white people have treated people of color for so fucking long. And like, I think we're making like, as slow as it is, I think this is a huge step in the right direction that like we're fighting for this shit. People are not stopping. Cause I was telling him, I was like, I didn't know that. Like, I really thought like the weekend might've been it. And like, I was surprised, but I'm happy that people are, and it seems like as the week's going on now, people are getting more, it's less violence and shit like that. Like during the week it's been more peaceful, and that's what we need. And that's how you spread the messages, and it's love, and it's not hate, and it's not trying to just be destructive and all of that shit. And that's where we fucking grow as people. And like, I don't know, I feel like what I think is weird, again, as a white, is like when you try and speak out, like you can only say generic shit. Like, I don't understand why people don't do this enough. And like the girl's comment is fuck racism, and it's like, that's
Thanks,
like people
Becky.
say that all the time. Like that doesn't solve it. Like fuck
Yeah, I
racism
think
for real. I agree, but like that's not getting it done by just posting a picture of you saying that. We need to
I think it's
all
gonna
go out.
help
We need to
too,
care.
like-
We need to learn where to donate money to. That's the right cause. Like I want to help out a local cause here. I don't want to just throw it to like the national cause, even though I understand that a lot of people are doing that. Like I personally would like to donate where it can help my community.
Yeah, it's going to help too. Now that you said the other guys have been brought up on charges, and like, so my one of my coworkers yesterday was she was talking to another one, and I heard her saying something like, you know, it's bullshit that he only got third degree. It needs to be up to first, and I was like, listen, and this is part of what pissed people off is that it took so long to bring charges, and obviously, you know, the other guys didn't get it till today. I was like, listen, you have to nail what charge you can get them on and not overdo it, because if you fuck up and charge him with first degree, which I believe that's when it's premeditated murder. Yeah, and she was like, well, he knew him beforehand. I was like, yeah, but you would have to prove that he had a plan, that he was going to run into this guy that day, and when he got it, he was going to choke him out with his fucking knee. I was like, you can't prove that. That's why he only got third degree. You're going to make sure this fucking sticks, because especially in a case like this, you can't overshoot your shot and try and go for something more just to give him a higher penalty and then fuck it up and let this guy walk free. I was like, that's why it's only third degree. I don't know what the other guys got yet. I know you mentioned one of them, but like that's what took so long, especially when they're just standing there and they weren't actively on top of the guy. You have to make sure you get the right charge on there, because you don't get a second chance. You get one chance to charge these guys with the crime, and you got to make sure you get it right, because if they walk free, all this shit's going to happen again, and it's going to be worse.
Right. I mean, I know
that's when you'll see some real fucking rioting.
I know we have cops that listen, and like, I'm not anti-cop. I'm anti-fucking shit cops. I'm anti-racist cops. I'm anti-bigot cops. I'm anti-murderous cops that just murder somebody because of the color of their skin or because they don't like them or any of that. Like, there's a bunch of great cops, and I know that's a very overused thing that everybody's saying. I'm not trying to justify anything, but it's like, I'm not anti-cop, because I know there's good ones out there. I just don't know, like, how do we fix this? Like, do we have to have, like, I know that everybody's like, well, we need to have, like, you know, you need to have the neighborhoods that you're in have those same type of people, the same demographics of cops. Like, you need to have Hispanic cops, like, policing Hispanic areas and stuff like that. It's like, in theory, that is perfect. That is a great idea. But that means you have to have that many people. Like, you have to be able to put them all in the right jurisdictions. You have to have that many people in each neighborhood want to be cops. And I don't think a lot of people want to be cops. And it's like, I don't understand how we fix it. I did see somebody posted something about, like, why don't we just, like, we should have some, like, and there was a football fan that posted it, and they were like, you know, in, like, hockey, they have, Toronto has all of the games on at one time, and when they're looking at a review to see if it was a goal or not, you do that. And in the XFL, you had the sky judge guy and all of that. Like, it's like what if you just had everybody's body cam live all the time when you're on, and you have some, like, people's job is to just sit and monitor live body cams. Like, just sit and monitor live body cams. That way, when something's happening, if you can interact before anything gets shitty, like, hey, man, this guy's kind of had his knee on somebody's neck for a really long time.
Yeah, just the technology of trying to keep live body.
I know it's one of those where, in theory, again, it's perfect, but it's like, I don't know how you would execute it.
More, and they need to change review processes.
Where they can hide. Like, I saw that you can, like, hide. Like, you can't see what the infractions are against police officers right now, which is bullshit.
That needs to change. But, I mean, I think we basically covered everything.
Yeah, I don't want to get too crazy, and I'm not trying to point
do.
fingers at people besides fucking racist. If you're a racist, don't listen to this fucking podcast, all right? Don't fucking listen to this podcast. Like, this is, like, just why, like, I don't know, like, it's a weird way to choose to be. It's a weird way to choose to live. I don't understand it, and I don't know if I ever will. I don't think I will, but, like, just, like, God damn it, like, and there's just things where, like, it's like you want to laugh at Trump being such a fucking idiot sometimes when he goes out there with the Bible, doesn't know how to hold it up. But, like, you can't, because it's for such a fucking sad thing where, like, I don't know. We've gotten some funny memes, I guess, out of this. Is that bad to say? Like, Not like just like I don't know.
I don't think so.
The internet always comes out with memes, and I guess memes are always undefeated. Memes are always
Yeah.
undefeated. I feel like, but yeah, that's our talk on the protests. That's our talk on the protests.
Robert,
do
you
you
got
have
anything to
anything
add?
you want to weigh in on?
I think
quiet
you know
there.
it's good that the conversation is happening now, and you know people are calling out racist, and you know you have a lot of people that will say like you know stick to your thing, stick to sports, stick to singing, stick to this, and those are the
Which is
people
like
that
hilarious when an accountant says it. They're like, stick to sports, LeBron. It's like, dude, you're a fucking accountant. Go count shit.
yeah like those are the people that don't want to hear it, and those are the people that need to hear it. That this message is directed towards. You know, it shouldn't be you know like us. You know, you guys stick to podcasting. I was like, no, like we're going to talk about it because this is you know what's
That's
happening.
what we need to do. That's what this
Yeah.
whole protest is for, to create the discussion, to cause people to talk about it. And I would like to think that we're playing into it. And honestly, like I feel like I was initially upset that like that dude was calling me out on not using our platform, because I really don't believe that like people go to our platform for race relations. I don't think Past the Gravy is many people's first thought. Like, where should I go to catch up on what's going on in the protests? It's not us.
But I mean, also, it just like you said, it didn't really kick off till Thursday, the day after we do it. So, like, it's not like we could have known ahead of time.
Right. I mean, we knew what had happened. I just didn't like. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was our place to chime in at that time, but now it is, and it is that discussion that we're creating, and like hopefully, like this leads to something. I don't know if it will. I think that it's got to lead to something. We gotta have some sort of reform, and we gotta have people that like there's smarter people than us that know what to do. But yeah, that's our take on the protest. And just one more last thing. The fucking All Lives Matter. Like I got in a heated thing. I ended up deleting some comments because I just didn't want to like keep going with this dude that wasn't gonna give up. But like the All Lives Matter guy. All right, just real quick. All lives matter. Okay. But until Black Lives Matter, all lives don't matter. And you don't understand that. Hashtag, well, all lives matter. Yeah, they do matter. And as soon as Black Lives Matter, all lives will matter. And right now, it doesn't seem to a lot of people like Black Lives Matter. And that is the point of that fucking movement. It's not anti-white. It's not anti-anything else. It's fucking, hey, can they not get pulled over and get shot? Like, can that not be a regular occurrence that we hear a news story of all the time? Can we just fucking, like, just look at them. Look at the African American community the same way you look at the white community. Just look at them the exact fucking same. They're people. They're human beings just like us. And as soon as Black Lives Matter, then all lives will matter. And then you can hashtag that all day. You can hashtag that all day when we're not having people getting choked to death in the middle of the street or just shot for no reason. And the guy got choked to death for a fucking counterfeit bill.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And which I'm pretty sure, I don't know on social media or where, like, I'm pretty sure in the past I had said, like, you know, when Black Lives Matter came out, I probably at some point along the lines said, well, all lives matter. Just being ignorant, stupid, fucking not getting it.
I understand. And I used to be ignorant.
Which I'm completely covered. Like, it wasn't an anti-black thing. It was like
people
everything
evolve.
does, but just not getting the whole point.
And that's another thing.
Obviously, now I would never say it again because it's fucking stupid. Like, I've learned.
You just realize, but that shows that you grow. Like that shows growth. And every time I'm trying to get out of this, there's like one more thing I want to add to it.
Yeah.
It's like I do think that like you have people that are speaking out and they're like, hey, look, it's wrong, and like it is people trying to make a good point. And then if they're like, well, remember when you said this? Remember 2 years ago when you said that? It's like, yes, okay. People can say ignorant shit, and I also believe that people can grow. I also believe that people can learn from mistakes. People can realize, oh, hey, I was dumb. That was a dumb line of thinking. Or like you said with the All Lives Matter, where we were kind of like I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. And then it's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. When Black Lives Matter, all lives will matter. And then your point will be made. And you got to evolve, and you got to educate yourself sometimes and just admit when you're wrong. And I think a lot of the time, like saying like I was wrong is hard for a lot of people, which I think is why this is such a hard discussion for so many people to have.
God, that's something nobody can say anymore.
Right. You just can't. You got to be the
nobody
winner
ever
of every
wants to
argument
fucking
you're
admit.
in. You got to own everybody. You got to tell everybody they're a cuck or they're a lib or whatever it is. Like you got to own the lib, like all that shit online. And it's Twitter. And Twitter's my favorite of all the fucking social medias, but like I know it is the most toxic. I know it's the most toxic. And Twitter has just been an absolute dumpster fire the last week with just shit. And it's good, it's bad, like good and bad, but just just like, I don't know. Like that's our fucking take, okay? Like we gotta stop talking about it because we could go
Yeah.
on forever. And like I don't want it to turn into that. We're not a political podcast. Just this is something that's happening. Like there's no way to hide it. And I feel like it would have been wrong for us to not at least address it, given
Yeah.
everything that's come up in the last week. But like, let's all
Now let's
fucking
get back on the lighter side of things.
As I used this as a meme the other day, and as Jackie Moon said, just everybody love everybody now.
I've got a ring. It says love.
Come on. Yeah. Just love everybody, all
Fucking love
right?
that movie.
Just be cool. Just be cool, all right? Gravy Gang, we love you. And just, unless you're a racist, get the fuck out. You're not in the Gravy Gang if you're a racist. We don't do that here. All right, our next comeback kid is, I'm excited about this one, Space. Again, back-to-back weeks.
The Final
Comeback
Frontier.
Kid. We had Space as our comeback kid last week because we were supposed to, as we were recording, there was supposed to be a launch. There was not. Bad weather, delayed it at the last minute. But holy fuck, because on Saturday, SpaceX launched into space, and it was awesome. I don't know if either one of you guys watched it. Did you?
I was at work. I missed it. I didn't get to see the launch. I saw the videos later. But
Yeah, I didn't see it live.
Oh, man. Like, okay, remember when
they
the Blue
look
Angels
sick in those
came?
uniforms, though.
Yeah, nah, they did. They did when they're plugged in. When they're plugged in, they looked cool. I am wrong on. I just saw them walk into the car in the uniforms. When they plug those bad boys in and they inflate, like those look pimp. They look very cool. They just look weird when they're like not all like astronauted out, you know. But I remember when the Blue Angels came and I was like, I'm being a hater. I just don't understand it. It's just I don't appreciate it like other people do. And I felt like I was being a dick by just kind of like joking about it, where I was like, there's people that are getting so excited about this. Just let them have joy. Just let them have fucking joy, dude. You watch Big Brother and people make fun of you and you wish that they would just be like, oh, it's just his thing. I just need to let people have their thing. And I was a dick about the Blue Angels, and I was being kind of a dick, I felt like, about the space shuttle launch. I was like, who gives a fuck? It's going to go up in the air. It's going to be done. Watched like a pre-show, watched like a pre-launch, like a pre-game show for the fucking SpaceX launch. Watched that shit. Watched the whole launch. Watched it go up, and was just like, oh my God, this is awesome. Like, I get it. I was a kid again, just watching a fucking space shuttle go up in there. The fucking thing that lands, and you're going to hear me talk about this on my Monday, the bonus podcast we do, the quarantine episode coming up, because I was talking to, just spoiler, one of my favorite guests ever, Brant Tobler. I brought him back. He's my favorite storytelling comedian ever. Like, I like him more than Bert Kreischer. I know Bert Kreischer's more famous than him, but like, he has a story about trying to kill his dad. Like, that's one of his stories, about trying to murder his dad. That is a story of his. So go watch Brant Tobler's stand up and just be ready for Monday's podcast, because I promise you guys, like,
That might be the whitest name of all time.
It might be. He's from Wyoming, but
Brant Tobler.
But he like, and this is side. I just talked to him about SpaceX a little bit, so you may hear me just repeating some of this stuff. But like that, look, I've been bragging, like, these are some of my favorite interviews I've had with some of the guests and stuff. Like, Brant Tobler is my favorite guest that we've ever had, and he's so fun. He's easy to talk about anything with. We've talked about his stories before, and go check out. I think it was, what was it, episodes 176 and 36 that he was on. If you want to like pregame for that after you're done with this. He's got some awesome stories, or just watch his stand up. But we talked about SpaceX a little bit, but I told him that the day after the launch, I watched they had like a GIF of when the rocket, the SpaceX rocket, detaches from the pod that they were in, and it's like above the Earth in space, and it falls back to Earth and then lands right side up perfectly. And like, I watched that GIF for like 10 minutes straight, just over and over and over again, because it blew my mind that something was in space and I could just watch it land back on Earth with it. And like, I know it was sped up, but it was like, it's a 30-second clip and I'm watching something go from space to landing perfectly on Earth. Whereas like, we've always just seen like those pods come in, they crash into the ocean and shit like that. And they land in the ocean and people go get them. And it's like, how the fuck did somebody, like, it blows my mind that somebody was able to invent something that can just go and just land on a landing pad in the ocean after shooting shit to space and then coming back down. It's absolute just bananas to me. And my mind is still not able to wrap around it as I'm talking about it again, because I recorded it yesterday with Brant. But like, this is the second straight day I'm talking about it. It's blowing my mind even more. I'll have to like retweet it again. It's on my Twitter if you want to scroll through it far enough. But like, holy fuck, like it was an awesome GIF, and just like watching that shit was so cool. Like, I felt like a little kid again, and space is so fucking back, dude. Space is so back.
It just made me think of and remind me of going to Space Center Houston as a kid. I want to fucking go back.
We should do a Pasquarelli field trip whenever.
That's what I'm talking about,
normal.
man. Like, it was so cool to get like all the slides and shit, and then that was like the only place you could get Dippin' Dots back in the day. Like, I feel like that was even before Schlitterbahn. But then, like, you step on all the scales to see what you weighed on every planet and stuff, and then the best was just the gift shop at the end, and like trying to convince your parents to buy you a Lego Star
Space
Wars
ice
or
cream.
a
You get
Lego
space ice cream.
set. Yeah, the Dippin' Dots.
No. Like the freeze dried astronaut ice cream, because like you can sort of get the astronaut food, which is basically just like space MREs. But like I remember I got the like chocolate ice cream, and it was just like I don't know if it's called freeze dried, but it was like powdery, and it was like little like squares of it, and you'd eat it, and you're like, oh, it tastes just like ice cream. How is this? This is crazy. I was like, if you're relying on that for your meals, you probably hate it. But like as a kid, I was this is what astronauts eat.
I really want to go back. Basically, everything I just said. I want to go get another Lego NASA set.
That's
and just play with Legos again.
Dude, honestly, okay, Gravy Gang.
Those were the dopest.
We don't have dates yet, but like let's plan on some field trips before the end of the year if things get back to normal. Craig Lavati, our friend of the podcast, maybe I'll get him on as a quarantine episode before we're done with those. He works at the Houston Museum of Natural Science. Used to be a writer for the Chronicle. He's a good buddy of mine, but he is working at the museum, so like I could get him to give us a Gravy Gang tour.
That would be dope, man. I haven't been to the Natural History Museum in a long time.
Dude, it's so cool. Just like, I don't care. Like no matter what you tell me, like anytime you can see big dinosaur bones, I'm always in. Like 100% of the time. Oh, well, we have a T-Rex skeleton. Yep, I'm in. Let's go. Let's go look at
which museum has all the butterflies?
And it's Moody Gardens, isn't it?
Natural Science. Houston
Natural
Museum.
Science, yeah. We got to hit that one too. The butterfly room is always awesome.
The one I thought that's at Moody Gardens. Or like,
I mean, Moody Gardens might have one too, but I was talking about a museum.
Oh, I don't know. It's been a minute. Like I went like a field trip in high school, I think, was the last time I went to the Museum of Natural Science. But like, I'm down to go. We need to do like as a gravy field trip, and like then we can be like, oh no, we're educational, we're learning.
It's amazing how much shit will change
afterwards
in like 10 years. Because like in high school, like yeah, parts of it were cool, but you're like, I don't want to go to a fucking museum. And now I'm like, dude, let's hit some fucking museums.
Because we're cultured. That's what it is. We're cultured people. But yeah, we could do that, and then we definitely got to go to NASA as one.
Oh, my buddy just said Chauvin's charges were increased to 2nd degree. Don't fuck this up. But we already covered that.
Yeah. And then staying on space as a comeback kid, Space Force on Netflix came out. And you guys know how much we all love The Office here on this show. And it was by Greg Daniels, the creator of The Office, or writer of The Office. And Steve Carell wrote it as well and starred in it. And it had a lot of people in it. And I saw mixed reviews after like I saw that people started watching. So we started watching it on Saturday, but like leading up to it, before it's released, like the professional reviews I saw were like they thought it wasn't good. They said it was not good, and I was like, fuck.
Most critics are cynical assholes.
That is true. But I felt like I tried to go into it with as open a mind as I could, where I was like, hey man, don't expect it to be The Office. Nothing's ever going to be The Office. And I think a lot of people that didn't like it went in expecting there to be like, oh, Michael Scott, but in space, which is ironic because where does Michael move? Colorado. And their headquarters on Space Force, Colorado.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah, no, but just I don't know. I thought it was funny. Like I didn't think it was as funny as The Office. It is a little bit like I don't want to sound like I don't know. I don't want to sound like it's like sort of like I would say intelligent humor sometimes, because it's like kind of about science and shit. Some of it's a little bit political, but like not like overly political. Like they don't say Trump's name, but like they kind of refer to the president as like it would be Donald Trump, and that said like the president says some stuff like Trump would say it. I feel like, and you just never see the president. They just talk about him all the time, but. It's really fucking like I liked it. I thought it was really funny.
It for John Malkovich, honestly.
John Malkovich is great, dude. John Malkovich is fucking great. They're all like, so many people are great. And then Ben Schwartz, fucking fantastic in it, dude. He's never not funny. He's never not funny in anything that he does, and he crushes this one. It's like a lot of like characters you saw from The Office that weren't like main characters are in it, just because it's Greg Daniels and Steve Carell, and so it's like. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not Office worthy, but it's definitely like bingeable. like there's 10 episodes, 30 minutes each. Like if you got nothing to do over the weekend, just tune it in. And
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have
burn through it.
to cut into stop watching Community for a little bit and just knock this out.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick run through, and I think you guys would like it for sure. I don't know
I'm
about
sure I
everybody
will.
in the
I don't
Gravy
have a
Gang,
super
but
high
just-
bar.
Yeah, that's my way. I'm like, if I like, and it's that dumb, like silly, stupid
I
humor
just want to enjoy
sometimes.
stuff.
But like, yeah, it's just funny. It's funny. Like it is some like intelligent humor in there, but then it's also just like a lot of office laughs where you're like, haha, that is funny, or this is an awkward situation that we're in because of this. Like, and Steve Carell is just the king of awkward situations. He doesn't make it Michael awkward, but like it does get awkward in times, and he thrives in this. He thrives in those situations. But Space, Comeback Kid, and just again, it's not a spoiler because like if you've seen any of the previews for Space Force, like their camo is moon camo, like not any kind of military camo. It literally looks like the surface of the moon, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I would chuckle every time I saw it. And it was like episode 1 through episode 10, you see people in those outfits, and I was just like, he's dressed like the moon every single time. So there you go. Like, do people say that to like people in the army? Like, you're dressed like a tree.
I fucking hope so.
All right, tree boy. We don't mean that, guys. We don't mean like that'd be like. What if like the Air Force just was like, all right, we have clouds as our camouflage.
Aren't they more blue?
I think they
no,
are.
That's Navy. No, but I think Air Force is too.
Air Force
I
is
don't
like
know.
blue, and I think Navy is navy, aren't they? Or Navy's gray. I don't know.
Let's see. Air Force camo.
Robert looked like he was about to say something. You had like a weird smile on your face.
No, I don't know what color they are. We're not a
More
military
like,
scientists.
To be
More like
fair, you are
gray.
colorblind, so okay.
it's kind of like a grayish green. More like the chair force, right?
Yeah. All right. So Space.
I fucking
Comeback
love
Kid.
when people in the military say that. I'm like, dude, you're boot.
All right. Our next Comeback Kid is hurricane season because
No,
we can't have anything nice.
we,
Ever.
this is really the last thing we need, guys.
If it's not coronavirus, it's racial inequality. If it's not racial inequality, it's fucking hurricanes trying to kill us all. If it's not that, it's murder hornets. Although we would have fucked them up. Everybody knows that. But yeah, now it's this. I saw there's a super volcano, though, that could blow up, which is...
But that story pops up every like 6 months.
Yeah. Just... Fuck, man. Fucking hurricanes, dude.
I give it 2 months before there's a story about a fucking asteroid that could be in the Earth's trajectory. They just keep piling shit on. Like,
Do you think dinosaurs will come back?
no.
Maybe. Like that seems like
Well,
that
actually,
would
no.
happen this year.
That'll actually probably be the next one. Is like real story because like I know it's come out, but scientists actually going, we have the technology and we're currently working on cloning a dinosaur.
They've made 6 movies about why we shouldn't do this, guys.
Here's the
Let's
thing though.
not.
No, I still say we do it. Come on, that'd be so dope.
No, literally,
make-
all of the
no, just
movies
don't
go
make the
wrong
bad
because
ones.
of that.
Just don't make the bad ones. People are like,
No, because it's
it
going to
would be
start that way, and then
boring
somebody's
just
going to go
seeing-
rogue.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's
I
the
just
thing.
made one
People are
T-Rex
like,
that just ate everybody.
You need the violent ones. No, I'm pretty sure if you showed me a brontosaurus, it would go exactly like it went in the movie the first time you saw the brontosaurus, and you're like, holy fuck, this is awesome. You don't need
Rip
the
off
bad
your
ones.
glasses. Yeah, but can you imagine if like a brontosaurus like got out?
I mean, like,
Fucking wreck shop, dude.
You
Just
would
not
have
even
to do-
intentionally. It would just stomp on
you
shit.
would have
just
to
because
do
it's
it on an
walking.
island.
There's no way they wouldn't do it though, man. Because just like in that Chris Pratt one, the most recent one, they were like, well, we're going to bring him to the United States to show everybody because it's like a zoo. And then like, what happens? They get out, they cause shit, and then everything just goes downhill after that. Like no, we should never bring dinosaurs back. But if we were, 2020 is the year it's going to happen because we're just going to fuck shit up. Like this is the year that like I saw somebody had tweeted out over the weekend. They're like, the documentary on 2020 is already a 10-parter, and it's only June of an election year.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a 35-part documentary series eventually Because I know they do like the 80s, the 90s, or like if you like some of that like History Channel, and they'll have like Rob Lowe voice over it, and like they'll do like the 20s one day, and like the 2020 is gonna be like 6 episodes of it.
It's like each episode is gonna be like 2020.
January
1st.
It's gonna have one per month.
Like
It's nuts that we're halfway through the year,
like
isn't it? Though
16-day segments. It's not even gonna be a full month. It's gonna be like every 16 days is a new episode.
yeah, but it is nuts that we're like halfway through the year, where it's like literally halfway through the year when like February was the last time you could do anything. So for about 4 months, we've just been hanging. We've just been fucking hanging, man.
Because seriously, like when you said George Floyd was last Monday, I was like, dude, that feels like that was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
It's fucking like time is just. We're in a fucking time paradox. I don't even know what to say. Like this is. Just scientists, calm down. Calm down for the rest of the year. Everybody, don't go trying to discover shit. You know, even
no dinosaurs.
CERN, quit fucking with the large hadron collider right now. Like no, like we don't need to create any black holes. Just everyone calm the fuck down and ride this shit out.
Who is fucking with black holes?
CERN, you know, in Switzerland,
No, I don't.
The particle accelerator.
Nope.
Robert knows because he's not like you. He's not uncultured fucking swine.
They're trying to make black holes.
It's where they smash the atoms together to basically try and learn about the beginning of the universe and a whole bunch of other scientific shit.
That seems like it could go bad.
And there's another one somewhere. I don't remember.
We're all
where,
we're gonna just die because we're gonna get sucked into a black hole. Like that's just gonna be the end of civilization.
Yeah, like.
I'm like, oh, tight, scientist, way to go.
Atomic science, you're on hold for the rest of the year.
Just chill out. Just chill out. Take a break. Take a lap.
Take a lap.
Just take a long, nice lap for about 6 months at least.
Yeah.
But yeah. So hurricane season's back, and fuck you, Cristobal. Even though I don't know if Cristobal's coming at us, but it was in the Gulf, which is just scary to hear anyways. So fuck you, Cristobal.
Yeah, back the fuck off.
Not today. Not here. Don't you do that. Our next comeback kid. Ooh, coronavirus. I guess it's not really now, but soon probably, just because.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of people out this weekend. I feel like somebody's like, it might be making a comeback.
Yeah. What was it? Trying to remember the school.
It's either going to make a comeback.
State, I think it was Oklahoma State. They have like one of their star linebackers announced the other day that I think it was yesterday. He announced tested positive for it after being at a protest in Tulsa, and I was like, shit.
Well, like I was just thinking, like it's either gonna make a comeback in a big way, or the corona was all a hoax. Guys are really gonna just be obnoxious about it, you know? There's like one of two ways, and it's like I don't know if like I would rather people not be sick, but I really don't want those hoax guys to think that they were right because they weren't.
Well, and you know,
it was the real thing that we social distance for 3 months for, so that probably helped the amount of people that had it go away.
And if we get a spike, which I mean it's gonna happen now, everyone's back out in masks and not distancing. As soon as that spike happens, you know there's gonna be the people going, well, they're only saying this is happening now to take eyes off of the protests. Like, shut the fuck up. There's a lot of shit going on right now. Nobody's trying to take one thing away from another. Like, nobody's creating shit to try and take eyes off of one thing or the other. It's just 2020's fucked. That's what.
But are they overhyping it sometimes though? Like I felt like, and I mean, I'm not to be conspiracy theory guy or fuck media guy, but like I do believe like the news knows what sells. Like they know that lighting shit on fire as opposed to peaceful protesting is what is gonna get the most views by showing that shit, you know? That's
which I don't even really buy that right now because everybody's showing the same fucking thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they all want to sell
what they watch.
Shit. So like
people are going to watch whatever news channel they watch anyway.
Chaos is what sells as opposed to peaceful protesters, which I think is the real story about what's going on. And instead of focusing on that, they're doing that. But then like when they didn't have anything else in this summer that like had no sports to talk about or anything like that, like all it was coronavirus. And like I kept talking about how like just grim it was that like they had the like running death toll just always on the news. like always on Fox and CNN and NBCSN and all those. They just had like, this many people have died via coronavirus. Today it's this many in the United States and this many worldwide. This many people have been have tested positive and this many people have recovered. And it's like, just like, oh, cool. This is how many people are dead. Thanks for just like, that's what I want to see when I go on the news. And it was like, we did that for so long. And then overnight, like, I think Friday night, there's no more death scoreboard, just protests. It's like, hey, that really went real quick. Like, we haven't even mentioned coronavirus. Like, not even a half second mention. Like, oh, so it's just gone now. And it's like 100% the news is just like, fuck it, not happening anymore. Let's move on. So then, like, when the news starts lecturing everybody on how we got to social distance and all this, it's like, no, you just hyped everybody up to go out and do all this shit. And like, you're like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying that the news hyped people up to go protest, because I think like the protest, like I said earlier, is there, but like the news is hyping all this shit up, which is making it appealing to people that weren't going to go down there and that were maybe just going to go to fuck shit up and stuff like that. Then like, you're like, I don't know, the way that they covered it, I felt like people wanted to go see it to just take pictures or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I don't think the coronavirus is a hoax, but I think the media really hyped it up a lot, as much as they could. They got a lot of play out of Corona. Solid 2.5 months, 3 months of it.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like they won't go back to that when they're starting to run out of shit again. Oh, Corona, let's bring that back up. No. Where was Fauci all weekend?
I don't know.
What's he up to? I haven't heard about him in like a week. Is he okay? He should be checking in every day. I was like, what's up, Dr. Fauci? Like, I don't know.
Like you said, the news isn't reporting on that right now. They've got a different story.
There's a horse running in the Belmont this weekend. The Belmont Park opens back up. And if anybody is interested in perhaps going to Sam Houston Race Park, they aren't having any live racing, but simulcast racing. So, like, you can sit there and, like, I'm going to try and be the degenerate gambler that just goes to the horse track and watches races that aren't in the horse track and bets on them. And it's just more fun. It'll be more fun than betting at my house, I feel like. But if anybody wants to hop in on that, we could have a little gravy day at the races if y'all want to do that. But there is a horse in one of the Belmont races called Fauci. And if you don't think I'm putting like $200 on it, I don't know what the odds are for it, but like it's Fauci's year, right?
You're such a fucking degenerate gambler.
Oh,
I don't know what the odds are. I have no idea where he's racing, who he's going
I mean,
against,
we're recording this on Wednesday.
Are,
That's a Saturday at the races.
And I'm betting on that name.
I mean, Fauci's had a good year. So, like, why not?
I hope he wins for you, but probably not.
Oh, what?
Do you hope
one of the?
Do you hope that he wins? Because I feel like that'll just encourage Alex more to like.
But that's, I mean, that is funny.
Well, in horse racing for dummies,
he's just going to throw that money back on another horse of a name that he finds funny, and it's going to lose then.
No, you don't just bet on names anymore. I've learned that.
You literally just said that's what you're doing.
Well, I'm going to do it for Fauci because Fauci's like, that's one of those things, you know?
Oh, my God.
Like, if there was, like, a protest horse, I'd be like, that protest is, like, in the news right now. I'm going to throw some money on it. But, like...
You just said that's what you don't do.
Well, I mean, if it's, like, something that's very hot right then, I got to hit it. You got to throw money. Maybe not just that horse. Maybe I throw $2 on it, dude. A lot of my bets, like, watching from my couch, I was watching, I think, wherever the fuck Rio Doso is, and Churchill Downs is what I was
New
watching
Mexico.
races at. Oh, really? Okay, so that's where I was watching those races from, and I was just putting $2 bets on like long shots, and like one of them hit, so it turned into like $40, which was kind of cool. So like I made back the money that I had, and then I lost more money. But I'm like, when I lose the money, it's like $2 at a time. So like I'm not throwing $300 on a horse race or anything like that. It's not like
except for Fauci.
I might for Fauci. That's the exception. That's the exception. Although I'm crushing it in Bundesliga. 3-0 in Bundesliga.
Emma might have to fucking take that indecent proposal.
Because I still got my bankroll. I got my bankroll from football season, and I'm doing okay. And speaking of 3-0 in the Bundesliga, the PTG bump is back, guys. PTG bump is officially back. The haters.
It sounds like just
it.
the weirdest STD of all time.
Or like we got pregnant as a podcast. The PTG baby bump. The next person
Hey,
that's listening to this,
is
any
anybody
listener
pregnant
that gets
yet from the
pregnant,
quarantine?
if anybody gets pregnant that listens to Pastor Gravy, let us know, and whoever does it first, that's you're the official PTG baby or gravy bump.
Yeah.
PTG
If
bump.
anyone who's listening has gotten pregnant or knows somebody that's gotten pregnant directly as a result of being locked down in quarantine, fucking reach out.
We'd like to know.
We'd like to buy the naming rights for your child.
Oh yeah, dude, can we buy naming rights to the kid?
I mean, you can buy anything. You just got to get a contract.
Slide in
written
those
up.
DMs. I don't know if we want to like talk about it where the public can hear it. Like this could come back to bite us. Slide in those DMs. We'll talk.
We're not going to give any.
We're not
bad
admitting
names.
to anything. We're not admitting to anything. So
Just,
like,
I'm going to name
like
your
it's
kid Chalupa
fishy
Batman.
right there. We can't prove they did anything though. So, but the PTG bump is back officially because we picked Red Bull Leipzig, RB Leipzig, I believe, as our official Bundesliga team until West Ham got back. And West Ham is coming back in like 15, 14 days-ish, 16 days, something like that, like 2 weeks. And so we got 2 more weeks of that. But RB Leipzig, they won again yesterday. They played our other team temporarily, the Billy Goats. They played the Billy Goats and beat them 4-1, and they've scored at least 4 goals in the last 2 games. They've gotten overs on the last 3. I'm 3-0 betting overs on the Red Bulls. So, fun fact: if you're a betting man or woman, throw some money on that over in the next Leipzig game. Although I don't know their schedule, I don't know who it is. It's weird that like the ads are in German sometimes. Like they like in Germany, they also do that annoying thing where like they have the name of the club on the back of the jersey, where like in America, like our last names would be, and then their last names are like the WNBA, which makes sense. I didn't think about it at all until like somebody explained it to me. Was like the WNBA, yeah, they have long hair, so you can't see their last names a lot of the time because like they got ponytails or whatever. I was like, oh, that does make sense. I was like, why do they put their names at the very bottom, like at the lower back, like it's like a tramp stamp last name?
Never even knew that was a thing, though.
Well, no, they sometimes will put ads now, but like in Germany, they have like it says RB Leipzig on the back of the jersey, where like our last name would go here in the States, and then just below the number, it's got that, and so it just throws me off. Where I'm like, wait, your name's not RB. Oh no, and like I've already missed the name of the guy, but we have Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams, I did know, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm familiar with one guy on RB Leipzig, and he's an American. He plays on Team USA. He played for the New York Red Bulls, then transferred over to Germany to play for RB Leipzig. We're 3rd place in the standings right now, 2 points away from tying or from passing Dortmund, and or 2 points away from tying Dortmund. 1 more win and a Dortmund loss from being in 2nd place all by ourselves in the Bundesliga. And who knows? We could bring home a championship for the Red Bulls if they never lose. They're 2-0-2 since we picked them, and they don't look like they're slowing down. So shout out RB Leipzig, and I mean West Ham. You're always our number one. You're our boys. We get you. And the second the EPL comes back, we're back on the West Ham train. But to carry us until then, RB Leipzig, man, and they're getting the job done. They're getting the job done. And I just gotta tell you, I love you, West Ham, but like I've never just felt as confident watching a team dominate. Like they were better than the last 2 teams they played by a landslide, and it wasn't even close. And like. There's been a couple of times where West Ham's like had some nice wins and big wins, but like West Ham's always like, we're gonna fuck around and go down by a goal, then make it look like it's gonna be a tie, and then maybe we'll win it in the 90th minute, maybe we'll blow it in the 90th minute. Just West Ham, I sweat out every fucking game. RB Leipzig, fuck yeah, it's awesome. I think it was like 4-2 or 4-1 or whatever it is, and then like 2 weeks ago, and they scored again. And I was like, cool, like we just got a 4-goal lead. This is awesome. I love watching this shit. Like West Ham's never had a 4-goal lead, I don't think, ever. Since I've watched them. But love you, West Ham. I'm not knocking you, but I'm just saying it'd be nice if you could blow some teams out.
Yeah, I got
They're
one more that
break.
you didn't have on here.
Okay.
NBA. They announced their
NBA.
plan.
They
So what
did.
they're going to do is invite 22 teams to Orlando. So I guess the season's officially over for a handful of teams. 8?
Warriors, you're out.
Yeah, how many teams are in the NBA? 30 or 32?
30, 28, 30.
I don't know. Who gives a shit? It's the NBA. But yeah,
A lot of people
are going to go
not
to
as much as
Orlando,
us.
and they're going to all play 8 games to end the season to get back, I guess, in playing shape, and then it's playoff time. Which and
They're
Harden's
doing
looking lean.
eight. So they're doing 8 so they can like let the teams that are on
Yeah, and
the
finish
fringe
seeding.
try and figure it out. But fun fact, I knew that they were talking about it. I didn't know it was confirmed for the July 31st restart date. But that was the rumor that I was talking about on the air this morning. But I was like, it's not 100% yet, but it looks like they're working towards it. So good on them. And now the NHL and basketball are officially back before baseball. That I don't know what they're doing. But
And it'll be really interesting to watch too, because now, like
October 12th, I think, is a
Harden's
game
lost
7.
Some weight. So like normally he kind of has to carry the weight just with the physical way he plays. But it's gonna be really interesting actually getting to see him with fresh legs going into the playoffs.
And people have been talking a lot of shit about him during this whole coronavirus break. And fun fact, did you know that he has made the playoffs every single year he's played in the NBA?
Yeah.
8 for 8 as a Rocket. And he had Chris Paul. No, he had fucking like Jeremy Lin and fucking Patrick Patterson. Like he had nobody on his team those first 2 years. Omer Asik was like the best
we had
guy
missed the
besides
playoffs
him.
3 years previously. Yeah, remember Omar fucking Osik? Like
I loved
you could
Omar
pan
Asik.
and show the.
Let's not hate on Omar.
I liked him too. No, but like he was a main cog for our team.
He was a fucking G. He's a second center basically, but a second center or a power forward. But like, yeah, he was the starter, and I loved him. He was awesome. He was cool. But the Rockets, man, I don't know. Like, how cool would it be if the Rockets just fucked shit up? Just because I know, like,
They could.
The Rockets and the Astros are like the 2 hated teams in all of those leagues. Like both of those leagues, like everybody hates Houston's teams.
Now, like I said, our stars are going to go in with fresh legs to the playoffs, which is extra important for the Rockets because we all know D'Antoni will only use like 7 players in the playoffs. He doesn't go into his bench.
He may just go with one guy on the bench, honestly. Like literally.
Yeah. So like,
which makes no sense because you just see like, did not play coach's
decision.
Did not play coach's decision. Did not play coach's decision. Why wouldn't we throw a couple guys in just to give them some minutes? Just to sit hard.
You got to give just a little bit of rest.
He's in a 7-game series probably. Let's just let him chill out for a little bit. Let him chill out. But yeah, that makes me happy that the NBA is coming back. Like, it's obviously not going to be as cool as the NHL playoffs because nothing is ever as cool as the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
But and then I guess before
it's sports, man. It's fucking sports.
Oh no, 100%, 100%. But then it's not a comeback kit, obviously. But then like baseball, like fuck, man, they're fighting so much about dumb shit.
Yeah,
it's like, is it going to be an 82-game season? Is it going to be a 54-game season? Is it going to be a 114-game season? What's going to happen now? The
well, it's not going to be 114.
Nationals are now paying minor leaguers because the team was like, fuck it, we'll just pay them if you assholes won't. Like, I hate billionaire owners trying to pretend to be poor. Like, well, what? We're not going to
open the fucking books,
dude. Just pay them.
But you saw today, Robert, right, that the owners declined the 114 game one that the MLBPA sent in, and the owners said they're not sending a counter.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that. I heard they declined it, but
yeah,
did not know
then
that.
They said they're not sending a counter. And I guess the last one that they sent was, 50 games?
Yes.
Like, that's way too short of a season, but fucking take it. I need it. I need it.
How cool would it be if they just made them play like they should just make everybody play double headers every day.
No.
That'd be kind of tight. That'd be kind of tight, though, wouldn't it?
No.
Expand the rosters.
No.
Double headers every day.
No. The one thing I will say that 50 games would be kind of fun is that, like, literally every game means so much.
No, do it NFL style. You get a 16-game season.
Like, no, but can you imagine, like, fans freak out on like relievers blowing a game in like game 83 of the season? When if there's only 50 games, every time you fuck up on the mound, there's gonna be such backlash. Like, the players are gonna be under so much pressure.
Dude, ERAs are either gonna be like the lowest ever or just fucking ballooned.
I mean, I would assume they're probably just gonna be what they are regularly.
Well, no, but like when you're having that few at bats, it's just like everything. Like you have like 2-3 bad outings, your ERA could be a 30, and like like that shit balloons real quick if like 3 of your 10 starts this year are bad.
Someone wins the home run title with like 19.
Oh, they're not having a home run derby. There's no home run derby.
No, but I mean like for the season.
I thought you meant that'd be tight.
He
they
led
should
the
just let him
league
do
with home
steroids
runs
this year.
with
Just let him do
14.
steroids this year. Look, we have a shortened season, but steroids are allowed. I'm in. Let's go. Let's go to the game.
I mean, people are still doing them anyway.
There's just so many ups and downs with the baseball negotiations. Like it started off pretty rocky, like, oh, it's probably season this time not gonna happen. Then there were some talks and like, oh, maybe it will happen. And now this is like, it's probably not gonna happen.
I know.
It's just
Fuck you, owners. Open up your damn books.
Well, the
Bunch of
players,
assholes.
though, to be fair, they did pitch like, and one of the things that I think they were pretty sure was going to lead to it getting shut down was they were like, but players that are deemed high risk are able to just sit out the season and still be paid in full. And it's like, I understand the logic of that, but like no owner's ever going to go for that, especially these fucking money hungry motherfuckers right now.
Yeah.
Fucking Jim Crane, figure it out. Just his fault, by the way.
No, he's one of the good ones. I have nothing to base that on, but I'm going to believe that our guy is one of the good ones.
He's never had any sort of scandal follow him or anything like that, so we know that.
Yeah. It's all the other owners. Jim Crane is fine. He's a nice guy.
Maybe. I think Steinbrenner's
Shut
pretty
up.
cool.
Shut up.
Steinbrenner's
Just
pretty cool.
go with it.
All right, that was Comeback Kid. That was a pretty fun one, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get into what would Jesus do. Before that, why don't we tell you guys about our good friends at Southern Star Brewing Company? We were talking about things starting to open back up, and Southern Star is back to regular taproom hours. Thank God they are back to regular taproom hours. They're still practicing social distancing. They're still doing the one-use cups at a time. You're getting those plastic cups as opposed to the glass reusable cups. One person up at the bar to order per time. And, I mean, they're smart about it. They're awesome. I'm going to try and record a quarantine episode in the next couple of weeks with at least Dave and I think Keith and maybe a couple of the other guys. But I just – like – again, this is one of those where I'm really excited to have a beer podcast where I don't really know beer that well. And you guys know I don't know beer that well. And Pat and Robert know that, like, the guys at Southern Star just coach us up on everything. Like, I like the way this tastes. They're like, well, then you're going to love this. Oh, that means you like this kind of yeast.
How are the notes of this beer?
Which is that?
Good.
I don't know. As I'm on my
Tastes
13th of it, yeah, I'm like, just more. Just more. But so I'm gonna have those guys on, I think, in a couple weeks. But Southern Star Brewing Company, they're back at the regular taproom hours, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. And just go up there, have a beer. They had 2 crawfish weekends back to back. I was really pissed that I didn't get to go to either of those. But they got the Bombshell 2020. It's an election year. It's very important to go vote right now. There's nothing more important than voting on whether or not you want the red can or the blue can. I'm back on Team Blue. I was Team Red, I think, last week. Back on Team Blue again. I don't know why. Just that blue is sexy to me. And I'm going to go blue again, so my votes have changed. I am a very undecided voter when it comes to what I'm voting on in the Bombshell 2020 vote, bombshell2020.com. The Southern Star Brewing Company, there's something for everybody. Right now, I'm crushing a Echo in Conroe, one of my faves. Pat's got the strawberry Bombshell Blondes, the strawberry
Beautiful can.
Bommies. I've already had one of those, one of the best cans out there. I took a coworker some strawberry Bommies, and he was like, I did not expect to like that beer, but I was curious about it. Oh my God, that's such a good beer. I was like, duh.
Did you get Matt his?
Yeah, Matt had it. Matt said he liked it, but then my friend, my buddy Cliff that I work with, he was like, well, like I was talking to Matt about it. He's like, I want one. I was like, yeah, just send me an email later in the week and I'll bring you a 6-pack. And I brought him one of the 6-packs I have. And he was, he said he didn't expect to like it. And he was just like, my God, it was great. He said he tries to like limit himself, I guess, to like one beer a day or whatever it is, and he was like, I had to open another one. It was just that good. I wanted to have a second one. I was like, so that's how good Southern Star is. Southern Star makes nothing that's not amazing. Everything we've ever tried at Southern Star, we're like, this is the shit. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Whether you like IPAs, you want the Conspiracy Theory IPA or the Subatomico Juicy IPA, they have the regular Bombshell Blondes. They got the Kolsch's. They got the Barley Coherent. They got the Octobrist. They got the Echo and Connor. They got something for everybody at Southern Star Brewing Company. SouthernStarBrewingCompany.com. You can go look at all the beers they've got available. You can also get them at Goody Goody, Total Wine, Specs. Most liquor stores have them. They got a wider selection, I feel like, at a lot of liquor stores. And then Kroger, Randall's. Most grocery stores here in the Houston area have at least the Bombshell Blondes and a couple of the others. But you can go get them anywhere. And if you're drinking a Southern Star, hit us up on Twitter at Pass the Gravy Pod. Send us a picture of you with your Southern Star. Tag them at Southern Star BC. Just let us know that you're supporting the people that support us. And it really means a lot. Southern Star Brewing Company, though, guys. The best beer in the entire world, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy Podcast. All right, guys, let's move on to the What Would Jesus Do segment. You throw Jesus in a situation in today's times, which honestly, I think maybe we all need Jesus, whether or not you believe in or whatever. Maybe we all need a little Jesus right now to just settle this the fuck down. Everything that's going on. Hey, Rona, chill the fuck out. Can he heal Corona? You think? He probably could.
I would
Is Corona
think
like
so,
the
yeah.
modern day leprosy?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Very different.
But I think this is like the 1 year anniversary ish of what would like the 1 year, like a year and a week anniversary, because my anniversary thing came up on Facebook where we were talking about Jesus at a music festival, and that was the leopard discussion we got into for a little bit, and that just popped up on my face. I was like, oh man, that must be. It's been a whole year that you guys have said that it's cool to still do this. But you want to submit your What Would Jesus Do submissions, hashtag PTGWWJD to at PassGrayPod on Twitter. That's how we'll get to them. This is our intro from our good friend Jingle Blake Wonder.
Jesus, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If he wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
This week's What Would Jesus comes to us from Brandon Whitehead, at Brando Whitehead on the Twitter. And he says, if Jesus was in a sports movie, what would it be?
This is easy. It's Rudy.
I would say Angels in the Outfield.
He was in Rudy. Touchdown Jesus, man.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Angels in the Outfield was a pretty good one too, though.
It's true. But Jesus wasn't in that. He sent Al. He let his angels handle that, because the angels can help, but Jesus has to stay impartial.
But if Jesus
Unless
was in a movie,
it's
there's
Rudy.
already like a role for him. He could just be Al.
No, Al is Al. Jesus isn't going to take somebody's role.
Well, Tim Tebow has a documentary, right? It might be that.
That's true. I'm going to stick with Rudy, though. I mean, it's Catholic school. It's Notre Dame, man. They're a fucking church.
No, that's a good one. That is a good one.
It just seems too
I'm
obvious.
trying to think of
not be
other
the
ones.
answer. Like we can work around and try and find other ones, but this is the one. It's right in front of your face.
I think it's gotta be
Also,
Rudy.
maybe the garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon. I don't know why, but just like
No, he would
that
never
seems like
be
Jesus
in
probably helped.
He would never be in a Philadelphia movie.
That's a really good point.
He would never do that. He wouldn't want to be caught dead in that trash town.
Yeah, let's see. What other movies? What other
We'll
sports
forget
movies?
Philadelphia, love Adolf, the city that loves Adolf. You make your own assumptions.
That's a good point. Hoosiers? I
Now,
don't know. Helps what's his name stop being an alcoholic?
I think it has to be a baseball movie. For some reason,
Angels in the Outfield. That's what I'm saying. It's perfect. Like they're literally like doing religious shit
Well,
in
first
the
of all,
outfield.
if you're gonna go there anyway, Field of Dreams is a much more obvious one.
Why is it more obvious?
Because they're showing the afterlife. These guys are coming back from the afterlife. That's more Jesus territory than just hanging out with some angels.
I think the only baseball movie I've seen is Moneyball. So I'm going to say Moneyball.
He definitely wouldn't be in that because
Robert,
they didn't win it.
You haven't watched Field of Dreams or Bull Durham.
Mm-mm.
Okay, homework. You have to watch Bull
You're
Durham
a baseball
tonight.
fan.
You have to watch Bull Durham tonight. Is Bull
Have you-
Bull Durham the best
yeah.
baseball movie of all time?
I don't think it is. It's a great baseball movie. It's a great baseball movie, but like I like the other one. I liked way more like
Field of Dreams?
See, I know mine's the wrong answer, but like I'm like the Rookie of the Year is like one of my favorites ever. I thought that
It's great, yeah.
fucking Major League was great.
Major League was phenomenal.
Like when I was a kid, I used to watch like we had the like my dad taught me how to like he would rent a movie at Blockbuster and we would just put it in the 2 VCR things and you would record to a blank tape and we would just like kind of rip all the movies that we rented, which was a great idea on my dad's part. But we ripped Rookie of the Year, and I would just watch that nonstop, like so many times. Henry Rowan Gardner, like I was like, if I break my arm, like I think I'm gonna be a great MLB pitcher. Like I can probably make it.
What was the other one where the kid became the owner and coach?
He was the Twins coach.
Yeah.
Little Big League.
That was a great one too. Robert, you have to go watch Bull Durham.
His stepdad or the guy that was dating his mom was like on the Twins, and he had to kind of make that decision. He was like,
he was the first baseman.
Oh, well, I'm the manager. It's like, why would you ever let like a 7-year-old, he was like 11 or whatever. Why would you let like an 11-year-old be the manager of any team?
Because he was the owner.
I know, but it just makes absolutely no sense that like that would actually happen.
Why would you let Jerry Jones be the GM for 30 years? Because he fucking owns the thing and nobody can tell him no.
That's true. I forgot he was the owner of the team. Fuck.
His grandpa died and left him the team.
I don't think he would be in Little Big League. I think Angels in the Outfield is just like such an easy answer.
No,
if we're going baseball, if it has to be baseball,
it's going to be Field of Dreams. But actually, Field of Dreams. No, I'm sticking with Rudy. But if it's going to be baseball, I'm going to say Field of Dreams. And Robert's saying Moneyball because he has no basis of knowledge of sports movies.
Yep.
Like, what other sports movies have you seen? He'd be in Semi-Pro. Everybody knows that.
What other sports movies have I seen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just list them off for us. Any sport, not just baseball.
I saw the Ben Affleck one, the Way Back. It came out this year, right before everything shut down. I saw
like
that
boxing?
One. No, basketball.
I didn't see that.
Let's see. I just had one in my head that I can't remember now.
So yeah, I would go Angels in the Outfield, but it's either Angels in the Outfield or Rudy.
I'm sticking with Rudy, but my second choice is not Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. Sorry, I was mixing up in my head.
I would argue maybe let's go back to Rookie of the Year because remember when Henry Rowan Gardner, he has his arm broken and then he loses his strength, right? And he has to throw an underhanded fucking pitch to strike out that asshole in the Mets to go on and advance to the World Series and to win the pennant. Like he had to throw a fucking softball pitch that like any MLB, like that's one thing as you get older, if you rewatch Rookie of the Year, like any player in the MLB would have fucking launched that ball to the goddamn moon. Like there's no way that any actual player could whiff on that.
Have you ever heard of the EFIS? I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing about the EFIS. It's thrown overhand, and the effectiveness is it's going to be a regular pitch, and all of a sudden the huge looping soft one comes in, and it just fucks with your timing. If you wind up and go underhand, the guy knows it's coming in slow, and he's just going to murder that ball, and if it comes back at you, you're going to die.
But it's probably not coming back at you. It's fucking out of the stadium. It's not in the stadium. It's fucking the next state because he's going to launch that ball. Like, but I think maybe you could argue like Jesus would have played a role in that. And maybe instead of it being the moms, just throw it. Just throw it. It would be Jesus. It's just like, let it go. Just let it rip. Just let it rip, tater chip.
Nah, it just doesn't fit with if all of a sudden Jesus just shows up right there.
I don't know. Rudy, Angels in the Outfield, I think are good ones. I don't know if Moneyball is necessarily the best idea.
No, he just has no. But Jesus whispers, try analytics. Billy Bean's like, oh
yeah. Jesus isn't a nerd, and I know that.
From Yale.
Billy Bean, like, great guy, great idea for what he did, but, like, kind of a flop if you think about it in the long run, right?
No, just because everyone caught up. Like, if he had taken the Red Sox offer and moved to a team that can do this but also throw big money, Billy Bean would be remembered very differently. But, like, he was like, fuck it. I want to do it here. This is where I live. I love this organization.
Because really, Jeff Luna was Billy Bean, but just better.
Well, I mean, if anything, you're going to say it would be fucking what's his name? Something Epstein, right? For the
Theo.
Red Sox and that Theo. Yeah. Theo was the one who did it better. Because Theo's the one that really, like, put it – like, it happened in Oakland and everyone was aware of it there, but once Theo brought it to the Red Sox, that's when it really exploded.
But see, they were still able to go get those big name money guys. I would argue what Luno did
They were able to
was
mix
the hardest part, where he had he had to figure out how to like, all right, we're going to suck, but then we're going to strategically do that. And he had to put all of their hopes and dreams into the future that then turned out to be perfect and win them a World Series. Whether
Well,
or
they
not,
just did it
like,
in a different
with
way.
an asterisk, but whatever.
They did it in a different way, is through tanking.
Well, I just don't want to give any credit to anything with the Red Sox. So
I
like,
know.
I'm going to go Luno. Is
Okay,
the
give
better
him credit
Billy
for when
Beane.
he did it with the Cubs then,
Okay, shout out to him for doing it for the Cubs.
which is a system he brought from the Red Sox. Boom, fuck you.
Nope, just the Cubs. I only acknowledge the Cubs. I will not acknowledge anything else. So yeah, those are our movies. The three: Moneyball, Rudy, and Angels in the Outfield are your three answers. Even though you probably only wanted one, but that was the What Would Jesus Do segment. Moving on to our Not Cool segment. And if you'd like to submit your Not Cool, hashtag PTG Not Cool, to @PassTheGravyPod, and we'll read yours. But first, this week's Not Cool is brought to you by Little M Air Fresheners, because something that's really not cool is when your car or your home smells. And if that is the case, Little M Air Fresheners is going to fix that right up. They have fantastic smelling air fresheners made from paper and scented with essential oils to freshen up any space that you have. They have an awesome variety of unique scents and designs. And when you order 5 or more air fresheners, you spend $10 in the store, you're going to get free shipping. They also have some awesome stickers, some awesome journals, all kinds of cool stuff like prints and whatnot. But you'll enjoy all of your shit. And like, I'm looking at the keychains that Little M has right now. Those keychains are pretty bomb. They're the old like motel keychains, little like diamond looking ones. Pretty awesome. Throw those on your car or your car keys, and you'll look pretty dope. I promise you. But go check out everything at littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com for the best air fresheners and everything else in the whole wide world. Littlemshop.com, the official air freshener sponsor of Pass the Grady podcast. This, guys, is the Not Cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool,
man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
Who wants to go first with us?
I'll go first. So mosquitoes have been back, and there was one in my room a couple of nights ago, and like at the middle of the night, I woke up with my ear super itchy. I was just like scratching, and like the scratching, me scratching, the noise of it woke me up, and then I just realized how itchy my ear was, and I'm like, this is like unbearable. Yeah, like I could not stand it, and like I had to try really hard, like 'cause I'm so sleepy too, and so it was just like reflex of just me scratching. And I'm like, no, I want to go to sleep, and it felt weird for like the next couple of days, but it's better. It's better today, but
That's
just
good.
that was annoying.
That is not cool. That's a good one. That's a good one. I can go if you want.
All right.
All right. This is just kind of along with the protests, I guess. I've just noticed they originally they were like, well, it's not just Black Lives Matter that's doing this. There's a lot of other groups out there doing things, whether it be Antifa, who I'm not really sure 100% what Antifa is. I just know they're all kind of assholes, is what it seems like. But then like there's anarchists, just like straight up anarchists. And Robert, I don't know if you had those people in your school, like the anarchy. You know what the anarchy symbol is? The A with like the circle thing. It's like a star or whatever it is.
Yeah, and they had the anarchist cookbook that was just like
Bombs.
widely available. Yeah.
Yeah. But like in school, there were kids that would draw like the anarchy sign and stuff on like their notebooks
Skaters.
and their binders and whatnot. And it's like, okay, like you know, like looking back, like, okay, you should understand what's going on. Like, but like
They were skaters.
there's adults now. Well, no, I don't even know they were skaters. They were like part of like the goth kids a lot of times too. They had those big
Yeah,
black
that's more accurate.
like baggy jeans that were like Jinko jeans basically, but they had the straps on them. They got them at Hot Topic. They wore spikes and stuff.
Wore
like-
black in the middle of fucking like August. in
They had black
Houston,
hair already,
like,
but
so
they
dumb.
like just dyed their hair jet black anyways, just to have it like extra dark, so that it was just
And let
black
the
as their
bangs hang
soul.
over half of their face.
Yeah, although like what's his face, Tom DeLonge did that from Blink-182, and I liked Blink-182, but that was his phase. That was a phase he went through. But
Yeah.
like there's actual anarchy or anarchists like out there in the world, and like what is the end game? That's my thing. Like why?
Anarchy
Like-
is the end game.
But like okay, anarchy. After you've achieved that, then what? Neat. Now there's chaos. Are you the fucking Joker? Like, what are you? Like, chill the fuck out, man. Chill the fuck out. Find something to like stand for besides just nothing and chaos. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit. If that's really like what your goal is just I want to just light shit on fire and watch the world burn and fuck up everything and just cause confusion. It's like, what is the purpose of that? It makes no sense. Like, don't like why? Like, it just shows me like there's people that literally like wrote those on their binder, grew up, and they're 35 years old now, running around just lighting shit on fire, breaking windows, and doing that. It's like, what a fucking piece of shit.
We're not exactly dealing with deep thinkers, Alex. They don't have a plan.
Obviously. Because, like, anarchy, I understand, like, wanting moments of anarchy or whatever. Like, oh, to try and bring a point or whatever. But, like, to just have, like, utter chaos and it always be the purge, like, terrible.
Well,
terrible fucking lifestyle that you want to live.
If you're talking about, like, Antifa people and stuff doing, a lot of them is to try
Are they
and break
anarchists?
up capital. No, not really. But
Antifa's really just, they're trying to further their own shit.
Break up capitalism to try and bring socialism. Like, you're just,
yeah, but that's not even dumb. That's not even right either. Antifa, whatever, is not an organization. It's a verb.
There's Antifa groups, I guess, is what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you wanted to call that.
Yeah.
It's not like
in Portland and Seattle a lot, and they don't like journalists. I know that they don't like people reporting on them in front of them.
It just means anti-fascism.
Right. I knew that. I just like I don't know their end game. Like, I don't think we're fascist, are we?
According to them. We are.
Right. But like I don't know. I don't want to get super political or anything, but like just anarchists, like, what the fuck, guys?
Cut
Do
it
something
out.
better. To be better. Just figure something, like, watch sports, man. You not know, like, figure out, do what I'm doing. Figure out horse racing, or try and figure out horse racing. Bet on Fauci this weekend.
Take up pottery.
Yeah, do something constructive besides just trying to cause chaos just because you want to be an asshole. And as this is me, who is an asshole, saying, like, that's not the only way you can be. Like, just figure it out. Be better. It's anarchists. It's just, that's a weird thing.
And that kind of rolls.
Like, that never comes up. It just never really comes up except for, like, protests. And you're like, why is that? Like, okay, dude. Weird hill to stand on, but all right.
Yeah.
That's my not cool.
And that rolls into one of mine, fucking white people.
That's a good one.
Just not being cool right now. We're fucking up. Then I also had fucking I wrote raccoons. That's not right. Fucking possums. Because there's this possum that lives
very different
in between our building and the building that's next door. And at night it will come out with its like 3+ babies. And like it'll be on the edge of the porch and the babies will just start running around. So like, and it's weird because like customers don't care, but like also it's just a bad look. But like the babies will still move around. The possum just gets on the edge and freezes because we have lights out there and it can't see at night. But fuck these possums. Like, go the fuck away. Like I keep telling.
Do they fuck with anything?
What?
Do they fuck with anything?
No. It's like 3 like little newborn babies that'll just like walk out onto like the patio for a couple minutes and then go back between the buildings. But like it's just not a great look. Some fucking lady, like one of the babies came out the other day, like during the day. Like the babies will still, I guess their eyes aren't fully nocturnal yet. And the lady gets up from inside, goes outside, and like starts dropping food in between the building for them. Like, the fuck are you doing, lady? Fuck out of here.
My first apartment when Emma and I moved in together, it was Robert. I don't think you ever went to that. It was like we paid like $525 a month to like we split $525 a month to live there. So like you get what you pay for, and that was one of the things when I moved out. I was like, it's not great, but it's cheap. Like there would always just be stray cats just wandering. And like we were on the 3rd floor, and they would just be wandering our halls, and it was like, I don't know, nobody owns these cats. You can tell when a stray cat's a stray cat because it's like all fucking the hair's all shitty and like matted, and like it doesn't. You can tell it doesn't live in a home. It's like fucking just. It kind of looks at you like it wants to fuck you up. Like if you weren't as big as you are, like it would fuck you up, and it's like it's sizing you up. Like you can tell when a stray cat's out there, and there were just like tons of them, And I remember the neighbor in my building on the first floor, like 2 stories below me, like directly below my apartment. I was walking my dog one time, and she was like sniffing over by these bushes by their like back patio, and she started eating something. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Felicia?" And I went, and she was eating cat food. And like these people didn't have a cat; they would just pour cat food out there for them. Like, no, you're fucking bringing them here. You're fucking bringing all of these just random animals that don't have a home here. And I understand it's coming from a place of goodness in your heart, a place of love. But like, no, you're encouraging. Then they're going to go tell their friends. Like we had this dumpster that like people would just try and throw, like including me, we would try and throw trash like from like the dumpster or from the third story on the garage to the dumpster. Like if I had shit that I knew I didn't want exploding or blowing up, I would fucking go put it. I would walk down the stairs. But like you just had an easy bag, you could toss it in there. But like people didn't always do that. So it was like, oh, cool. There's a lot of glass, and somebody threw away old spaghetti that just went everywhere. And so like toss shit, and like you would always toss stuff into the dumpster, and they'd be just like cats would just scatter because they would just gather around the dumpster because they could eat out of that. And it was just they were just fucking scavengers. But it was like that lady would always feed them. And I realized that, being like, no, like I wanted to, like, I didn't do anything because I'm a pussy. I didn't fucking say anything to her. But like, I was like, it's like, why would you, like, you're drawing them here. You're letting them know it's like, we got to, no, don't feed them. Let them go somewhere else and figure it out. So they don't bother everybody else. But, yeah. Like, that's obnoxious when people just try and like start feeding them. Like, no, we don't want them here. Stop feeding them.
All right.
I want to, Pat, how did your fence, how's that? Do you have an update on that? Not cool from last week?
It's still got a little bit of a hole in it. Finally, yesterday, some people came by, and I think it was from our management company because they were in our yard, but like came, cut up the tree that was there. Actually, took out a bunch of other like shitty trees that were in my backyard that just got in the way. So that was super dope
so
too.
they hate the environment.
No, these were just like shit trees that made the backyard look terrible.
Hashtag
But
save
they
the
came
trees.
and cut
The
everything
Lorax
up and
would
got it out
not
of the
be
way.
happy.
So it makes it a lot easier for me to mow my backyard now. But there's still a hole in the fence still needs to be fixed, but we just kind of like put some shit in front of it.
I'm telling you, dude, get it going. Yard work done.
I do like that idea.
So that was you're not cool. It was possums.
Well, that
And
actually
white
goes
people.
into a little bit my last two. I got two more.
Good.
Today I went to go mow my yard, and I was just doing the backyard today, and I got one strip on the left side, like right by the fence, and it started raining so hard I had to immediately go back inside because like it just opened up on top of me. I did finish it, but it sucked though because then like it was kind of hot when I was first going, but like it wasn't too bad.
Well, you're just
But
in
then
like
having to go
limbo.
out-
That's
What?
the worst. Like you're just kind of in that limbo. Like when I used to mow my parents' yard when I lived there, it's like that would suck when it would start to rain, and then you just have to go sit there, and it's like you want to go hang out with your friends. Like your friends are like, "Oh, hey, let's go to the bar or whatever." Like, I gotta finish this thing, and you're like you don't want to change out of your mowing clothes, so you kind of sit there
Yeah.
and you're like, I can watch. Okay, let me watch. Like I'll watch an episode of The Office and see if that burns through. Okay, nope, it's gonna keep raining. Okay.
Well, luckily
it's
this
like-
one wasn't too long, and then I got to go back out and finish it. But I had to
that's
finish it in 800% humidity.
Oh yeah.
So I was sweating my balls off by the time I finished. So that's like, but this is my real big one for the week.
Okay.
When I was listening to the Matt Thomas episode,
Oh, finally.
and you said there's no such thing as stupid questions,
Last week's
And not-
quarantine episode, by the way, is what he's talking
and
about.
not hearing just stupid people. It fucking like it like physically hurt my brain. Like it
You
was.
texted me that at like 2 a.m. this week.
Yeah, because that's when I
feel
was
like.
listening to it.
Yeah,
It
that
was
is pretty funny.
that hurt though. I was just like sitting there like, God, shit! I was really, really hoping Bobby was going to say it.
I have before with like when there's guest episodes, but this one I'm like, Matt Thomas, he's a real guy. Maybe not like
He's a big name. Yeah, we don't want
Yeah.
He
to.
would probably enjoy it.
He would have thought it was funny.
Okay,
But it is funny 'cause I still kinda
it was
paused
at-
still.
It was at 9:30 at night when I texted you.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I saw it very early in the morning because I was asleep.
No,
probably.
you responded at like 10:15.
Really?
But a lot of my texts do come to you at like 2 a.m. because I'm drunk and I forget that you're asleep.
Oh, I don't care. Like when I'm asleep, I don't fucking
Yeah.
see. I don't see it. I don't ever get woken up by text messages. It's like calls. Like people can text you whenever the fuck they want. if you call me, like that's weird at like 1 a.m. unless it's an emergency. But yeah,
Yeah.
the not saying stupid people is.
But yeah,
it's
that
pretty
one, I
funny.
was just like, oh, God damn it. It hurt.
Which brings us to our answers segment.
Oh,
Get to that. How about that? That's a nice little segue. Yeah, I was once told there is no such thing as a stupid question,
just stupid people.
even though that's not the case. I raised my hand, asked the question, was laughed at, and vowed that I would never tell people such a thing. And so I encourage you to send us your high or drunk thoughts. If you see something on a billboard, if you find something online and want to know what the Gravy Gang's had to say to it, use the hashtag PTG Answers on Twitter at PassGravePod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. Hit your boys up and let us know your questions. We'll get to them all, I promise, in due time. Hashtag PTG Answers is the way we prefer it. And then if you don't have a Twitter for some reason, answers at passthegravypod.com, and you can email them, although we do look at Twitter first. And while you're at it, why not head over to the iTunes? Give us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to us. Give us a 5-star review. Make sure you have smashed that subscribe button. If you haven't hit subscribe to Pass the Gravy yet, what are you doing? Just do it. Hit subscribe, screenshot it, send it to me. I'll give a random person that sends it to me in the next week a Pass the Gravy shirt. How about that? Sounds like a winner, right? Sounds like a winner. Shirt, or I'll give you a face cover if you want. Those things are flying off the shelves, guys. Get them while you can. But yeah, use that. Just hit if you're already subscribed, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Do that. It's just like that. Screenshot it, send it to us at PassGravePod, and I'll pick a random winner and give you a shirt or face cover. By the way, the face covers you can get PassTheGravyMerch.com. We got all kinds of awesome stuff. You want the Office themed shirt? We got. You want the USA shirt? 4th of July is not too far away. But that red, white, and gravy. Red, white, and gravy, baby. Those colors don't run. Go check it out. PassTheGravyMerch.com. We got all kinds of awesome gear for you. We got the dad hats. We can't make bucket hats, by the way. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. But I saw we can make fanny packs. We do Pass the Gravy fanny packs.
It's funny, but I don't know how well it would sell.
Let us know if y'all want Pass the Gravy fanny packs, and if you ask for it, we'll do it. Or backpacks. I saw backpacks also. Ladies, would any ladies out there be interested in a PTG Gravy Gang one-piece bathing suit? Because that's also an option.
I mean, I feel like I'd look
if it just
that.
said Gravy Gang, how many girls are going to wear a bathing suit that says Gravy Gang to the pool? Maybe not a lot. Maybe not a lot. But also, we could make one. Girls, let us know at Pass the Gravy Pod. Seriously, if you would buy one, I will put them out there. But we could put one with just the podcast logo and name, or we could just put Gravy Gang out there, which would be kind of cool. And if, like, obviously you're the hottest chick at the pool if you have a Pass the Gravy bathing suit. It's just a fact right there. So
Gravy box.
No, we would not do that. We would not do that. But PassTheGravyMerch.com. Go check out our store. Get those new face covers before they're all gone, because they are flying off the shelves fast. This, guys, is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question. Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
Our first question this week comes from our podcast son, Skylar Lester, at Skylar, or at OMG at Skylar.
Oh my God, Skylar!
And Skylar says, is macaroni and cheese called Mac because it's short for macaroni, or is Mac an acronym for macaroni and cheese?
Absolutely blew my fucking mind with this one.
Yeah.
I never considered that.
Like, I was talking about the
just thought it was
SpaceX
short for
thing, watching
macaroni.
that GIF. I just stared at this tweet when I saw it, and it was just, whoa. What if
Always thought
that?
it was just short for macaroni, but like,
I don't want to accept any other belief that it is an acronym that they have just always known that we didn't know.
because like
It doesn't have the
people
dots
also
in
just say
between,
mac
but
and
I don't
cheese.
care.
You say mac and cheese, so like
Right,
I
what
think
about
it's short for
easy-
macaroni.
Easy Mac.
Oh, I didn't think. God
Easy
damn.
macaroni and cheese. You know, like, I refuse to accept that it's just short for macaroni. Like, my mind was just like it was doing
I can't
backflips.
comprehend
It
that
was
people did
nuts.
this without us knowing.
And it's one of those
So
things.
I'm,
It's like
I'm
it's
still going to say
always
macaroni.
but I think it's one of those things where it's always been there. We should have just known it, but it was just so common that we just didn't notice it. It just like we had already called it. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's just
Jokes?
macaroni.
Fuck, guys. Live a
Yeah,
life.
because
this
it's
feels
already
like-
shortened to mac and cheese. So that's why I
Yeah.
think it's just macaroni.
I disagree.
I can't comprehend that it was there this whole time and we didn't know. I
But just think of how like smart macaroni and cheese would be then, and like how dumb we all are for years. For years. I want to believe it. I want to believe that it was an acronym. So yes, I'm
I
going to say
can't
yes.
believe it.
I'm outvoted apparently, but they're wrong just because I refuse to believe anything else now at this point. My mind is made up because that's the only thing I want right now. Mac and cheese, man. MAC.
Macaroni.
That's nuts. Still nuts. What if the Big Mac was really just the big macaroni and cheese?
That would be crazy. Just mac and
pretty
cheese
nuts.
with 3 buns.
That's pretty nuts. Yeah, I want to say that it is just, but okay. So I've been outvoted, but Skylar, you get it. One of your dads agrees with you and says that it is just an acronym.
Well, he didn't say that he thinks that.
I think he wouldn't pitch it to us unless he thought that.
No, he just knew it would blow our mind.
Maybe that could be true too. Our next one's from Brandon at Price of a ZJ, and Brett says, and this was also Danielle Weston. I want to say sent this one in too, but Brett says, and Danielle says, imagination time. You own an inconvenience store. What do you sell?
Here's what I had said, and I responded to it on Twitter.
But you can only like an inconvenience store. Is it stuff that just causes inconveniences, or is it's just inconvenient while you're there?
Well, I said they don't sell whatever you went in there looking for, but they sell a shittier like knockoff version of it that like isn't gonna get like you still buy it because you're like maybe this will, and it never like gets the job done when you get home. So it's just it's just inconveniencing you. Because you're like, I got it, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, I would agree. Everything has to be off-brand.
Yeah.
Off-brand.
It's all like Chinese knockoffs.
Shitty off-brand. There's just honestly, like there's at an inconvenience store, there's probably like I would say it's like Walmart where there's 37 checkouts and there's 2 people working, but there's like 200 people in the store.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely going to be in an inconvenience store. So it's not necessarily what you're going to buy, but like also what's going to go on in the inconvenience store because there's a wait. Like there's not like they're out of stock. Nothing's on the shelves. So you have to keep going to get people to get stuff from the back. Like all kinds of shit like that is what I imagine in an inconvenience store.
Yeah. It'd be like running in real quick, like you just go to a store because you need some like Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce because you got some wings but you don't have any sauce, so you just run in real quick to grab that. They don't have that, but you see like a store brand whatever, and you get home, you toss your wings in it, and it tastes like shit.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm trying to think of like something like just random that would be at an inconvenience store.
Ooh, bad toilet paper.
Yeah, one single ply toilet paper.
Yeah,
is 100%
all they
there.
have, and you're getting close, and you can feel it coming. So you run to the corner store, you grab it, you get back home, and it's just scratchy.
Like the only cereal they have is like just like shitty cereals, like nothing. Like there's no Captain Crunch. There's nothing good.
Or
there.
they have that, so you buy it and you get home and it's stale.
It's the old, like, have you ever gone to like the 99-cent store and you buy, it's all like expired. But like, I've bought stuff at the 99-cent store that like, it's like, oh, I got a Crunch bar, tight. It was a nickel. And then you realize that it expired 7 years ago and it tastes like dust. It's like that would be like that, like all the leftover shit. But
so yeah, like expired shit, off
dead
brand.
flowers.
What'd you say?
Dead flowers.
Or just like you get a good-looking flower, but you walk outside and immediately bees swarm it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, there's like you buy like a bouquet of flowers, but it's got like a swarm of bees in it already. You just don't know it.
You buy a soda and it's flat.
Oh, yeah. It's nothing's at all like gonna work. What do you think, Robert?
I don't know. I think in my head, I would just sell things that are the same color. So everything in that store is one color.
It's aesthetically pleasing, okay?
Yeah, so just like all red things. So we only sell red things.
That would be funny.
Like
All those-
putting food coloring in like milk or something. Put red food coloring in milk.
It's just it's all like changed a little bit. That'd be
Mhm.
funny. All the cans that like any canned food you get, it's all like the like not botulism cans, but like the again where they're all dented and fucked up. Like they're all the rejected cans. Those are the ones you get. All of the like ramen packets are like half open. Everything that is like the do not open if seal is broken, the seals are all broken. Like that's what an Inconvenience store would have for sure.
Buy windshield wiper fluid, but for some reason it just fucking smells.
It's glue instead of windshield wiper fluid. It's chaos. Anarchists would love it. Anarchists would love Inconvenience stores. That was a good question.
I
Brett
think we gave
and Daniel. We gave a lot of
examples.
answers. We gave a lot of answers on that one.
I like that though. That's a good one.
That was a good one, guys. Our next one is from Josh Posadas. I mean, really, honestly, I would say it's like a dead heat. I think Uziel Lara is a distant second right now, but like right now, 1A and 1B are Josh Posadas and David Ruiz for Rookie of the Year right now. Like just as of now, we got a whole half of a year left to go. So Uziel, I don't want to hate on you. I'm just saying, like, just they've been bringing that fire every single week. So Josh and David are in a dead heat. This is like Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James rookie year shit that we're having. Right? Like that we're seeing with these guys. They're bringing it every single week. So I appreciate you guys. But Josh Posadas at Josh_Posadas says, watch for children. Good or bad trade?
Good trade. You're getting rid of the fucking kids.
What kind of watch is it?
Doesn't matter. You're getting rid of the kids.
But if you think about it, like kids are kind of like they do chores.
I literally, before you even said it, I was just thinking, I was like, God, but then you'd have to cut your own yard again. I take it back. No, not a good trade. Well,
It depends on the watch. What if it's like a fancy Apple Watch? Because an Apple Watch is cool. Like I don't use watches
I was
with
gonna
like
say
hands
if it
and
was like
shit.
$250,000 Rolex, because then you could just pay people to do
You
your
just
chores.
Sell it. I know. I think you have to.
No,
keep the
I'm
watch if
gonna
you
still go with. I'm gonna stick with bad trade now though, because like, yeah, kids are annoying, but like they do chores, and it's also fun to just kind of like fuck them up mentally, like impart all your fears and shit onto your children. That's just funny.
Is it?
It is to me.
Is it?
Once again, this is another situation where it's completely theoretical for me.
Yeah.
It'd be funny to just slightly damage your kids, you know?
I would say in the long run, it's probably bad because like you never know. Maybe your kid's gonna make a lot of money, and then you're gonna be good.
That's the other big thing.
That's
And then you
another
can
one.
mooch off your kids.
Maybe they'll make it in the NFL, and then you don't have to work again.
Hopefully.
And they get to do house chores. So I would say it's a bad trade, but like depending on the watch, it could be a good trade. Most of the time, I would say it's a bad trade. Robert, do you agree?
Bad trade.
Okay, that's a
What
really
if it's a
good
really
question,
shitty
Josh.
kid, though?
See, that's like a wild card right there. Like that's the wrench.
But
that
what
you
if
have
it's
to
like a
look at.
cartoon watch?
Okay,
That's
but what
even
if your
shittier.
kid just decided one day, Robert, that he was a Dodgers fan?
Well, then he's not your
What?
kid anymore. You give him away.
For a
Like
watch.
seriously, like I don't care. Like, if I have a child that is like, knock on wood, a like Cowboys or Eagles fan, like I'm dropping them off at the fire station if they're 12. I don't
Bro,
care.
straight up, like if I'm swiping
I'll be like, nope,
through
come here.
like
We're going to the fire station. Like, get out. Get out.
Hinge or Bumble,
Get out.
and I see that they're like a Bears fan or a Yankees fan, I'll swipe left because I'm like, that's not even like I'm not going to chance
Not compatible.
the kid choosing that. Like, I'll straight up fucking X you out for having the wrong sports fandom.
It would kill me. It would absolutely kill me.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I've always said, and everyone's like, you know, it doesn't matter if your kid got drafted. Oh, well, you'd still love him. Like, yeah, like I would love my kid.
Saquon Barkley's
like,
dad is a Jets fan,
like,
and like he didn't go to the Giants Jets game because he didn't want to watch it.
I would hope my kid had great stats, but kept losing games for the
or
Yankees.
got traded real fast.
Like, and straight up, I mean, I love you, but I'm not rooting for that. Like, or the Bears. If they made it to the Bears. Like, even if my son was a kicker, I mean, I hope you fucking miss all the field goals.
That but I was that
you,
kid. Like my dad was a Redskins fan. He's from Salisbury, Maryland, and we were in Memphis when I was born. There is a picture that I don't want ever getting out of. It was me in I had the Redskins Zubaz stuff, but I was like a kid, so my dad dressed me. Like I wasn't old enough to really think for myself. But there's a picture of me and my brother and my dad in our front yard, all in Redskins stuff. And then when I was old enough to think for myself, I was like, oh, Giants, that's going to be my team. Pick them. Just stuck with them. And he was always like, why'd you pick a team in the division?
So you're the piece of shit you are the piece of shit kid.
I was, but he's a Texans fan now.
Your
so
dad
he's not,
raised you to be a Redskins fan, and
he didn't raise no, because he wasn't die where I am with the Giants. He was never that for the Redskins. He was
okay.
He was a
you
fan.
Are the fucking. Like, you literally just
he was more of a casual
you're the
fan.
dickhead kid that we were just describing.
Well, so my dad grew up in like I said, Salisbury, Maryland, and the Baltimore Colts were their team. But then they left. They went to Indy. So then default, you kind of become an R-Words fan just because they're the closest in the vicinity.
Proximity, yeah.
And so he was an R-Words fan. And just I grew up hating the Cowboys because he taught me we hated the Cowboys. We have that common bond that we will always share. We hate the team in the silver pants. I watched that when I saw that Super Bowl. And then I remember the Giants beat the Cowboys one time, and I was so excited that the Cowboys lost just because my dad had hyped me up about how we fucking hated the Cowboys. And I was like, that's my team. That's it. And I just watched them. They upset Dave Brown was the quarterback of the Giants. It was trash. Absolute garbage. I think the Giants won 3 games that year. Fucking beat the Cowboys, who were Troy Aikman off their Super Bowl runs and shit like that. Just fluke win. But I was like, fuck the Cowboys. Let's go. Giants for life. Never turned my back on them. Never turned my back on them. And it's okay, maybe I wasn't a New Yorker or whatever, but I would say that's the most diehard you can ever be. Just never turn my back on them, randomly picked them like that. And okay. And I picked them out of hating another team, which I think is even more beautiful because I still have that hatred for the Cowboys, if not more, in that.
That's a very beautiful story. I can't believe that's the first time I've ever heard that.
That's it. That's diehard. I have not missed a Giants game in 13 years now. Watched every single one, and that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. There was no team in Memphis. The Titans were still in Houston then. Atlanta had a team, but that it was weird because in Memphis people were randomly just Braves fans. It was weird being in a city where there was no pro teams. The Grizzlies were in Vancouver when I lived there. They didn't even move there. I was a Rockets fan because my mom was from Houston. And I remember being here in '94 and '95 when they won. Just shit like that. It was hard to pick teams. That's why I'm a Red Wings fan. The Red Wings were good then. I just watched them then. But the Giants were trash, and I was like, okay. That's why I love West Ham right now because I feel maybe West Ham will be the Giants, and maybe one day they'll be good, and we'll be remember when we picked them when they weren't good? Remember that?
That'll be the great payoff.
They turned it around. But dude, that was my thing. I was like, Alex, you stuck with him for so long. You picked him. You ate shit for years. And my senior year, after I got shit from everybody in high school, they knew I was a Giants fan. They fucking beat the Patriots. They fucking beat the undefeated Patriots. And then my senior year in college, after I got a bunch of shit from Cowboys fans who were in college, both times when I graduated, I got to say fuck you to everybody that was the haters, and it was great. It was great.
You need to go to grad school now, or else they're not going to win again.
I might have to. I was convinced because they won 4 years apart. I was like, it's an every 4 years plan. Let's do this.
No, that go to clown school, all just little weird schools that you can complete in 2 weeks, and be like, I still graduated this year. That's going to be another title.
Let me Google Houston Clown School.
Dude,
I just kind of want to do clown school.
We just found another thing for you to blow money on is all these little schools of things.
Oh no, it's postponed. Fucking Corona. Ruining everything.
All right, just get a school of fish.
Nah, maybe not that. Maybe not that. Okay. Let's move on. That was a good one. So shit, what was that? Was that Watch for Children? Was that what
Yeah.
that was?
Mhm.
Bad
Wow,
trade.
we got bad trade. Bad
Unless
trade.
your kid is like Alex.
Although, I don't know. Maybe I'll get good at horse racing and it'll pay off, Dad. Here we go. Our next one is Ashley Wilkins at Buster Healer Mix. And Ashley says, is a whip the most sadistic boomerang?
I think I'm actually going to allow this one.
Sadistic means
No.
mean, evil.
Mm-mm. You don't throw the whip.
Yeah,
You don't release it. That's true.
you don't.
And I was already having a little bit of a problem with the fact that it's not circling around.
A whip is more of a ladle, if you think about it. It's already sort of got a handle on it, but if you put another handle on, like it's already a built-in ladle.
Yeah, it's a ladle, not a boomerang. You're right, Bobby. It's not a boomerang.
Although, if you're just thinking about the whip part, like the rope part of it, like that, you're not ever touching. So it's kind of like you are releasing it, and then it could come back, but it could also not come back. It's a shitty.
But it never leaves your
either
hand.
one of them. It's a shitty boomerang or a shitty ladle.
It's not a
But
boomerang.
I would say
because
it's
it never
more
leaves your
ladle than
hand.
boomerang for sure.
It is a shitty ladle.
It's a ladle, not a boomerang. I think we got to go with that.
Yeah.
I know you guys, we typically disagree on this shit, but I think we're in agreement on that one. Finally. That's a good one, though. I guess it would be like, if it were a boomerang, it would be like the most sadistic one.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's not.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's more of a ladle, Ashley. That was a good question, though. Our final question is from our boy Josh Tree Caudle at Joshua Tree 713, and he says, is tetherball just a big-ass cat toy for humans? Absolutely. After watching the GIF he attached with it, 100%. Didn't never put that together, but yes, it is.
By the way,
If
did
cats
anyone
were as big
actually
as us, they
know
would
how
love
to
that
play
shit.
tetherball growing up?
No.
Like, it was on the playground, but nobody. So literally, like, it was just people like hitting the ball, or like you would just hit it until it goes all the way one way, and then watch it unravel itself. But
That was pretty
nobody
much what we did.
knew how to play tetherball.
And then a lot of times, like, they would just take away the ball, I guess, because they didn't want people to steal it. And it was like, so it was just like a rope. It's like, cool.
Like,
Now
the first
what?
time I ever saw anybody play tetherball with rules was
Napoleon
in the Will Ferrell
Dynamite?
movie Kicking and Screaming. When he plays against his
Oh,
dad,
fuck,
Robert
you're
Duvall.
right. Yeah, that one, and then, yeah.
Oh, you like bounce it off the thing and then hit it, and you get a free shot to hit them if they hit the rope. Like, there's rules to this game?
Well, you have to
I thought it
bounce
was
it
just a
down.
distraction for kids. Remember, that's what when he gets to hit Will Ferrell, he's holding it and he releases it, so it swings down and hits the pole. And when it comes back up, that's when he hits it and pegs Will with it.
Oh, I thought you just start and you try and spin it, and the other person has to make sure that you can't get it all the way around, and you just
Yeah, that's
swap
what I
back
thought.
at it.
Yes, but I'm saying just when it was a penalty. Will like hit the cord, so there's a penalty, so you get a free shot to drill them with it. You guys aren't remembering this movie. I know Robert doesn't remember it because he's never seen it.
Kicking and Screaming is a funny movie, though.
It's a really funny movie.
Give it
Meat
to the
comes
Italians!
Meat comes
He's coaching
first
like a little league soccer team,
and becomes just a fucking tyrant.
he finds like the Italian butcher, and he has twin kids, and they're really good.
Dick is his neighbor, and-
Italy, and so he just makes them passes to the Italians.
Fucking Mike
pretty-
Ditka was great in that movie.
Yeah, Mike Ditka's like one of the coaches.
Nobody's
in it.
smoking.
Oh, dude, that's a really underrated movie. Really underrated movie. But yeah, dude, I don't fucking know how to play tetherball now after talking about it. I'm not sure what the rules are. Tetherball is a pretty tetherball is like a pretty awesome game though, if you think about it. Just like it's a very simple what if we just made a pole with a ball and a rope on it?
No, all it was a distraction to like keep kids occupied for a little while.
Yeah,
What
it
are
was
cat
on
toys?
the like
exactly that.
in my elementary in Atlanta, at least, I remember it was like you had the blacktop with the two basketball goals. So like when you go to recess, some kids would play basketball, and then you had they had the Foursquare like painted thing that was already painted on. There was like a hopscotch thing that had already been like painted so you didn't have to chalk it up. And then there was two tetherball things, and I remember like no one ever played tetherball. No one ever played tetherball, but like I was Foursquare like nobody's business, dude. Back in elementary, I was a big Foursquare player.
That was another one where like I barely
Could've
had
gone
a
pro.
grasp on the
Could've
rules
gone
of
pro.
Foursquare.
Foursquare's pretty awesome. You just gotta like it can't bounce in yours and then you not bounce it back into somebody else's square or it bounce out. And if it bounces twice, you're out. It's pretty simple. And then it's just whoever's last.
We had a big ass playground, so swinging and trying to like just launch
Swinging
really
was
far
fun.
off the swing
Dude.
was a big one.
That was all like every boy has done that. Like, oh, okay. I can jump. Like if you're in the little wood chip pile, like if they had the swings in that or dirt or whatever.
I don't think the
you
wood
always tried
chip
to
pile was
jump
there
past
until
it.
after I was gone.
We always tried to jump out of whatever the enclosure was that the swings were in.
Yeah, and then we monkey
And people got
bars
really
and
hurt doing
slide
it.
and all that good stuff.
What
Man,
about you,
recess
Robert?
was
What'd you
dope.
do?
We played a lot of soccer actually at recess too.
We played a lot of football where it was like 90 versus 90 football. Like, remember that? Where it's like everybody that's at recess, there's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's like 26 versus 26, and your quarterback only throws it to his friends. So if you're not his friend, then you're just kind of going to hang out for the whole recess. And just
I
run a
still
bunch.
remember running into our buddy Grant at recess and just fucking like we were both playing soccer. We were both looking at the ball running. We collided head to head, and it just fucked up my glasses. They were
You wore
already the ones that
glasses?
you could bend like a little bit. Yeah, I used to wear glasses.
What a nerd.
They were the ones that you could bend a little bit because you're a kid and you know you're gonna fuck them up, so you have to put them back in place. And the way we collided, it just like it fucked up my glasses.
Robert,
I got
would you say
home and my mom was like, "God damn it!"
would you play at recess?
I
Soccer.
think
Soccer?
I did like monkey bars. I don't think we ever did any of the like Foursquare, or I don't think we had tetherball. It was like monkey bars.
I broke my arm falling off of monkey bars. That was a cool story, right, guys?
I wrapped
had a
myself
dinosaur
on a
cast.
ladder.
You what?
We were playing hide and go seek, and I was standing at the top of the ladder, and I was counting, and my foot slipped, and I absolutely just racked myself.
Ugh.
Yeah, I fell about 4 feet to the ground and was crying, and one of my buddies had to run over to his house and get his mom. And it
I
was
bet that
metal.
was
It was
cool.
It was a metal ladder.
Ugh.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all. But yeah, tetherball, guys. That's a big ass cat toy for humans.
Definitely. Dolphin.
Great question, Josh. Great question, everybody. That was it, guys. That's our answers segment. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please go give us that 5-star review on iTunes. Roast us in the comments. Give us it's got to be at least 5 words. Just roast the fuck out of us. The best one at the end of the year is going to win a Gravies Award for best podcast review. And if you roast us, the meaner you are, the funnier you are, the more you're going to have a better chance at winning. But 5 stars, at least 5 words in the review. Make sure you screenshot us that you have subscribed to Pass the Gravy, and I'll pick a winner by the end of the week to give a Pass the Gravy face cover or T-shirt to of your choosing. Anybody else got anything else? Check out Brant Tobler. I have Brant Tobler on Monday. It was a fucking super fun interview. He's my favorite guest we've had, and I think it's a really good one. He's doing this new podcast called Stand Up Explained, and they literally just talk about like everything that goes into being a stand-up comedian. So like if you're looking to get into it, if you would just ever like to try it, or if you're just a comedy nerd like myself, like they explain like what it's like to bomb. They talk about doing open mics. They talk about how much money you make in comedy. Like each episode is about a different topic in like being a comedian. It's a really great podcast. They're 30-minute episodes ish. So like you can burn through a bunch, but Brett Tober, fantastic interview coming up Monday. And that's about it. At Pass Gray Pod, at Alex J. Middleton, at Not Pat Dan, at Robert Barbosa. You guys be safe. Fucking just love everybody, all right? Everybody love everybody. Come on. All
Buy
right,
some bucket hats. Hand them out.
buy bucket hats. Yeah, it's hot out there when you're marching. It's hot out there. Keep that sun out of your face. All right? I love you guys. We all love you guys. Be cool. Love everybody else. And until we talk to you guys next time, pass the gravy. Yeah, bitches.
Look back at it. She ain't never do this before, but she good at it. Said she never made love, but she good at it. Make a brother feel good when they look at it. I get goosebumps when I look at it.